Welcome back to Friday Night Football. As a representative from Wizard throws the coin up, and Matthew Primus against Nathan Buckley. Matthew Primus wins the toss and will kick to the Gordon Coventry end of the Telstra Dome. Collingwood to the Tony Lockett end, which is left the screen on Family Day. Plenty of families around the place and a big family atmosphere here tonight. And it's good to be back with my family of commentary. Dennis Committee, Dad. How are you?
Thank you,
well, big brother, mate.
Good to see you.
Welcome aboard, Dennis, the #1 caller in the Caper. And Derm, welcome back to you too. No, Dermot Brereton, 5-time day and night premiership star. There's Len Thompson. Talk about the Collingwood family. 5-time Copeland Trophy winner, the 72 Brownlow medalist. Great to have Len. And tonight, all the Collingwood Life members at the President's Dinner. It was a wonderful night. Let's go down boundary side before we talk about the game to Tony Jones. Welcome aboard, TJ.
Yes, welcome back, Ed. And, well, welcome tonight, because this is going to be an absolute beauty. An absolute beauty also is the best way to describe the ground. Now, I just want to show you something. This was on Tuesday, 3 days ago. That was the scene here at Telstra Dome, and obviously the weather was a bit better, but that grass has taken really, really well. Also tonight, a little bit of drama only moments ago with a wayward pigeon. There it is there, and Desley there with black. She looks like a toreador from Spain, but the pigeon is on the loose. We'll keep an eye out for that. She could not get it.
Catch the pigeon, catch the pigeon.
Gone tall. Just quickly, the Port Adelaide side gone tall. Lade, Treadray and Primus in their forward 50.
Round 14, Friday Night Football, opening bounce. Umpire Ryan favours Brogan. Slaps it down. Burgoyne couldn't control it. Holland, O'Brien, the first kick down towards half forward. Montgomery goes back and takes the mark for Port. Coming off a record score to power. James. Peter Burgoyne inside the centre square. Bishop pushes up to the wing, looks down towards half forward. Long kick, probing kick inside the forward 50. Good mark, Clement. Came hard. Swings it across the ground. Fanning has it now. Not much on. Rowe offers short. He's got it right half back.
And a long lead now from Tarrant to centre wing as Rowe sees him. It was a bad kick. Burgoyne left his man, did it well. Tarrant off the ground. He started up the ground tonight too, Chris Tarrant. To Burns. Now to Didak. Didak with the kick to centre forward. Oh, good collision here. Holland was brave, but too good was Corns, who took the mark and cleaned Holland up with a good knee to the guts as well. Treadray out on the lead in front of Prestigiacomo. Marks just forward of centre. He gets the handball going to Peter Burgoyne. Burgoyne now from 55. Wants to go short. He kicks it over the head of his teammate there. Running onto it is Roger James. In front of Fanning. He's gone and gone to ground. Umpire says throw it in.
And holding the ball in most circumstances, but you see he crosses the line and killing the play before he's been held long enough.
Yeah, Joffa.
Dear me,
that one hurt. He gets 2 kicks for that, doesn't he?
And that's why Peter Burgoyne got free, because Holland is running around with Peter Burgoyne.
Not anymore, is it? He's counting them at the moment.
The other end of the ground, Rusling starts in the square with Wakeland as his opponent, and Travis cloaked with Corns, and attempting to take Corns and play him a bit deeper.
Bounce 25 metres out then. One down by Primus. Jew knocks it Goldwood. Treadray cleverly shielding the ball. Smothered off the boot. Maxwell did well twice. On the up to Wakeland. Swings it close to the boundary. Taken by Rowe. Lewis Wanganeen in. A good hand pass though. Licuria. They've got the numbers. O'Brien forward. Now Loney runs off half back. Shy of the wing. Kicks towards half forward. Coming across on the angle. Well done by Travis Cloak. Got the hand pass away to Holland. Inside the forward 50. Lunging mark taken by Montgomery. He wants to go immediately. Burgoyne getting a lot of it. At half back goes to the wing. Treadray on a searching lead, coming off 12 marks and 7 goals against the Hawks as we go down to the dock.
Yes, Dennis, just watch for a welcome return from Michael Wilson off the bench for Port tonight, out for 6 weeks with a knee injury. Also Benny Johnson back after a month for the Pies from a cork thigh. They'll both be starting off the bench.
Thanks, Pete. Throw in. Bit of wrestling going on there. Primus, Fanning dragged off the ball. Umpire called play on. Franku gets the handball away to the booming kick of Jew. No exception. To full forward it goes. Big fly from Wakeland in game 100 for the Magpies. And he takes a beauty. Shane Wakeland. Wakeland at each end tonight. Look at this. Eyes for the ball. Courage personified. And his kick is out wide and a good one as well. And Rowe's got it for Collingwood. He brings the ball into the corridor for the running Loney, who takes off. Kicks to half forward. Tarrant out on the lead and gets it. Oh, he had it and he spilled it. Did everything right, Bart. Take the mark and then took the ball over the line and out of bounds. He didn't get his kick, but I know where the next kick will be. he'll be kicking himself for dropping a put.
Yeah, over the last month he's taken a lot of marks uncontested out on the league, which has been fantastic. It's set up Collingwood's normal game plan. He gets it on the wing and he turns around, pumps it inside 50. They need somebody to stand up, kick goals inside 50.
Mental lapse there. Boundary throw in. Hooked down by Fanning. Holland surrounded, in desperate trouble, got it out. Loney, Lucuria found a way through. Open square, will it run on? Well, it does, but wide of the mark and through for a behind.
You just got to wonder why he wouldn't have a shot at an open goal square, as you call Dennis. Rusling is the player playing out of the square. Now, he will present 99 times out of 100, which means playing one out with Wakeland that the goal square is open.
Interesting setup here, boys. They've all gone to one side of the ground, Port Adelaide.
Just saw the resident superstar getting rubbed down as well on the boundary.
Who, Doc Larkins?
That's a win for Collingwood there. Jew had the footy and he's gone short. Now they can start again.
One got loose, though. Burgoyne to Burgoyne. The brothers are waxing. They're in the backyard. He took off and called play on. Got the handball away, though. Did Burgoyne to
Oh, they're in trouble here.
Cassisi, and now they have broken because Montgomery has got away in a big way out on centre wing, all on his own. He has a bounce, looks up. Treadray led one way, but he got turned inside out by Prestigiacomo. In the end, he could have gone long. There was Primus at full forward basically on his own. Didn't see him, and Prestigiacomo's got it for Collingwood.
Yeah, Treadray thought he was going to run out of room, so he went to double back in, but the kick had already been released.
Presti's kick stays in the air a long time. Maxwell was pushed under the ball. Umpire called play on it. Spills for Cassisi, and we'll have take two as Cassisi's kick finds Prestigiacomo. Presti now looks up. He has Lockyer on centre wing. It stays in here a long time. Tarrant from behind brings it to the ground. Good play. Burns has to break the tackle and does. Gets the handball away to Holland. Inside to Fanning. Fanning looks up. Not much on. He goes long looking for Lockyer from behind. No, it was Rusling in fact. Couldn't get the second go at it. Held with that. No, said the umpire. Good play by Wakeland. Knocks it out. Travis Cloak to O'Brien. Was it high? Yes, said the umpire. And Shane O'Brien will line up for Collingwood's first score from 40 metres out, pretty much directly in front.
Chad Corns is arguing that he got the ball and he accidentally took the head.
Look, I'll have a look next week.
You'll have a look next week.
No, he can have a look, and it's a free kick.
Yeah, he got the ball, but he accidentally took O'Brien's head, who's found a lot of the footy over the last month. He's been a good playmaker for Collingwood.
Yeah, well, Shane O'Brien's had a lot of injuries. He's a sometimes maligned player from fans, and he has really worked hard and got through a long period of injury without any fanfare and excuse, and he is now reaping the benefits of it. From 45, he comes in and bends it back and gets the goal for Collingwood. The Magpies first to Shane O'Brien.
Well, they just got to be aware that Corns is going to come off his opponent at every opportunity, and that was just prior to the free kick. He dropped off his man and got it right in the road of Rusling. They got the free kick here and went and kicked the goal. Now, you can't play too conventional against this Port Adelaide defence. Collingwood have taken the least amount of marks inside 50 for the year, so they're trying to mix it up a bit. Rusling one out in the goal square, try and use his speed against Wakeland. Everyone else up the ground a bit.
Most intriguing there, Corns feeling around like a man in the dark, tested for here and took the yellow one. There's the bounce, knocked down by Brogan. And Bree once more slips a hand pass away. Rowe, Swan towards half forward. It'll pitch inside the forward 50. Rusling in two minds, hesitated, cost him. Now Corns got it from Montgomery, swings it wide. Here's Jew, very left-sided. Watch. Well, he elects to hand pass, wasn't forced into that situation. Corns chips to the wing and Brogan. Meters in the clear, he can take off. Goes down towards half forward. Sets it up, long, up in front even, had it fisted away. Fanning cast in the role of a rover. Well done. O'Brien getting busy towards the wing. Brogan's in the way though, thought about going. Told to hesitate by his teammates. This is Jew once more. Not a problem with that right side. Burgoyne, wide of the mark. Pickett. Only as far as Lucuria. Burns. Advantage will be paid. No advantage there. It will come back. Good umpiring. Scott McLaren. The umpires tonight, McBurney, McLaren and Ryan. Interestingly enough, the team we saw initially to start the season back in round one, Thursday night football.
That is a stat. That is a stat. Good memory there.
Pickett, yeah, when he went for that ball, as you called it, Ed, the ground's pretty...
it's wet.
Pretty wet out there. He lost his footing and just couldn't make that half a metre to receive then.
So Lucuria's got it on half-back flank in 2, 3, 4 mines.
He's got Wakeland right across the other side.
And that's what they're trying to set up here. But now Presty can go up the middle. He does.
Playmaker, Presty now.
And kicks it out wide. It's a good-looking kick out to Maxwell, who's gone up the ground. At half-forward flank now, the next one's the big one. He kicks inside to the leading Rusling off the hands of the pack. It spills for Didak, got it over to Rusling. With the pace he's got, he looks up. Fanning leads. He decides to go the banana and misses. Fanning was the man. He was on his own, and he should have squared that one up. Sean Rusling.
Even could have run a bit further, perhaps, if he had a bit more confidence. But what they are doing, the Collingwood defenders, because they've gone so tall, Port Adelaide, Maxwell in particular, trying to push up the ground and take lead with him.
Didn't miss by much.
He might have been able to run, maybe touch it on the ground and run all the way in then.
Port Adelaide are doing this system again. They only keep one person out on the near side of the ground to our commentary. Everyone else has a target, goes the other side. So, in effect, it means 2 or 3 Collingwood players in the zone are guarding thin air.
Horns around the outer side. Wakeland, very strong mark. Under each rubber now. Burgoyne under pressure, smothered. Opportunity once more. This is Rowe. Collingwood on the move then. And Rusling, you heard Dill mention his name.
Didak's in the square.
He is. Didak is jumping about like Scotty Cummings of yesteryear.
That's a great,
down there in the square.
It's a great lesson for young footy players to get back off. Great pressure there to cause the turnover. But when Rusling took this mark, Didak had run in behind and was on his own in the goal square. Instead of just walking back as he did, the young fella, he should have sprinted back.
Well, he'll be in the right.
Kick the goal.
He'll be in the right if he kicks it.
We still get back quick.
Didak was certainly getting some elevation, wasn't it?
You get no argument out of me, but
Aids of my Sharona.
Must.
Old line, but a good one. Rusling directly in front. Splits the middle. He knew what he was doing.
Got to love a full forward. You two better than anyone who says, I'm inside 50, I'm kicking the goal. I don't care who's in the goal.
I'm happy as long as he kicks it.
He's he's obviously watching Brian Taylor tapes.
No, because he didn't out-fumble everyone.
He didn't fall over to make sure that he could take
He didn't go to rush forward to pass and then lose his footing somehow on perfect surfacing.
He kicked it beautifully. All credit to the young fella. And look, a couple of times he has put 10 metres on Wakeland.
The Pies 2-2-14, lead by that margin. Port yet to score. Away they go now, Port. Kingsley brings the ball out to Ebert, who couldn't quite hold it. Under pressure from Clement. The Collingwood pressure's been good. That's what resulted the last goal. Cassisi gets it out to Franku. Now it comes back to Ebert. Ebert wants to give it out and does to Burgoyne, who goes to ground. Fumbled the ball. Now he gets it away. Good pressure again by the Magpies. Off the ground goes Holland. Chance for Dew, who's been pretty busy, and that left foot kick was a beauty. Speared it into Primus. It could be 50. Get back. Alan Didak just back in time. Now the ball goes out wide to Burgoyne, who can run in and take them on again. He beats one, beats two, got it away just in time, said the umpire. The kick comes in from Montgomery. It spills for Franku. Round the corner he goes with the kick. First score is a behind to Port Adelaide to Josh Franku.
Gee, that was an unusual one, wasn't it? The irony of it is, if Alan Didak had have actually checked his opponent then and laid hands on him being over the mark like that, not being in the contest, it would have been 50.
Lockyer. Loney, clever mark under duress. 5 Port players haven't had a disposal yet.
Run, you're round now.
There's Holland. Just forward of half-back.
Thanks, mate.
Collingwood 14, Port Adelaide 1. Good start by the Magpies, who were unlucky last week. Lockyer, Loney, pushing up from half-back, looks inside the forward 50, lurking at the back. Tarrant doesn't get to him, though, and effective comes to Bishop, to Corns. Now Dew just lurking on this side of the ground and getting plenty of the football. Goes around Didak to the middle and lay. The runner alongside is Kingsley. Pushing towards half-foot, will kick inside the forward 50. Jostling down there and casting his Primus. The front spot is the spot to be. And he's got the free kick.
Well, sometimes you wonder why, well, not sometimes, often you wonder why they don't do this more often. Once you get a big body like that and whack yourself in front, it's going to be tough for the defender, and it's arms and legs, and sometimes they're caught, sometimes they're not. He may very well be stiff.
That is stiff, that decision.
But instead of mucking around with a footy, Port Adelaide, and a couple of times they've gone to Ebert, the small forward with Clement, the informed defender in the comp, belted in there.
That is a dead-set rough decision.
Matthew Primus, 20 metres out, directly in front. Port get there first.
is a good option if you go to a big man, a 6'6", 6'7" power athlete standing in front of the goal square. It's a good option. Go one-on-one. There's one opponent to beat. Protects the space. That's what he does right. And other than that, we're playing a different sport according to the umpires. That happens 100 times a night at training, and you let it run on, and that's how they train.
So Matthew Primus gets a lucky free kick. He has the most frees for of any player in the competition, and he gives the most away. So he certainly is a bloke who attracts the attention of the umpires. Lucuria gets it out to O'Brien. Collingwood up to the forward 50. Montgomery with courage, great mark and great skill. And he takes the mark in front of Carousella as Buckley gets ready to come on.
You got to feel for Tarrant in that situation, 2-on-1.
They're breaking well the Port Adelaide team at the moment. They get it off half-back and they're finding men on their own.
They've owned it for the last 4 or 5 minutes.
Wilson. As Penning goes to ground, Wilson bombs it inside 50. Magpies have got the number.
There you go. Ebert and Clement again. He got 3 blokes 6'6" or 6'5" and over, and about 4 times they've gone to Ebert and Clement.
Clement goes to Wakelin, who marks at 45 and gets a 50.
And just on that one, as we watch the 50 go backward, young Ebert's got to learn where to go, but it's not his fault that he actually gets to the right spot.
All right, 1-1 now, mate.
1-1 now, he says. Well, hang on. Put him on the goal line and let him kick a goal. It'll be 1-1. I reckon it's not 1-1, Dennis.
That's what you were saying, though, Ed.
He's the most, exactly, gets the most free kicks and gives the most away. So, Wakelin's kick is a beauty to the leading Tarrant. He needs to hold on to this one. Couldn't quite get to it. Can't pick it up. Now he does. Looks around, dances, falls over. He's having a shock at the moment, Chris Tarrant. He had it all wrapped up and couldn't do anything with it, but it's going to spoil for O'Brien, who's been busy. Gets it off to Carousel, who handballed the Burns, who did the splits, and the Magpies have muffed a very big opportunity. In the meantime, it's Byron Pickett who kicks it up towards half-forward. Clement, the Rock of Gibraltar, takes the mark at the fence of 50.
Hasn't he started well? 3 marks now.
Well, he's going to put some work into him.
Cross half-back, squares it. Wakelin. He's running towards the wing, looking towards half-forward. Little chip between the lines. This is Rose, 75 metres from goal. Centering kick, poor one.
Yes.
Bishop comes up and takes it on his chest. He wants to go.
Horrible, horrible decision. They were outnumbered 3-1 there.
Porter, they're really crowding back along the half-back line. As Pickett wins this one, he'll go further up to Treadray or even further. What they have to do, Collingwood, is raise their vision and go to the goal square. They're getting one out beyond that congestion.
Pickett, how do they call that? Wow. It barely lingered, but long enough, says the umpire. It slowed his progress, and Cloak's got the free. Looks towards centre half forward. Too much elevation, or, well, it was a wonderful kick as it turns out. Misjudged by a couple of defenders, and Maxwell showed the judgment and took the mark 65 metres out.
Again, Maxwell running from defence, taking one of the tall defenders deep.
Yes. Poor kick again. Honoured the lead from Tarrant. Feeds it back outside the 50. Here he is, Buckley into the action. Fires from about 48. Can't work it back far enough, and through it goes for a behind.
Couple of changes here. Pickett's come off, but also Ebert, who's just been spanked by James Clement. So from a Port point of view, they've got to put some work into Clement.
A couple of Cloaks ended on the Pickett, and a free kick going Collingwood's way. In the meantime, the Magpies have just some opportunities going inside 50. Lade is a very clever player, has a good run to that man, as Dermot said, Michael Wilson. Now it's off to Jew, the booming kick, and this one again, right to the hot spot. Bit of pushing and shoving going on. Primus had the best position, picked up by Wakelin, though, got it out to Clement. Good defence by the Magpies. Out it comes to Lockyer at half-back. The running Lucuria takes the ball. Not much on now, he has to stop. There's that pigeon. Really tripped him over. Inside to Lockyer, who holds it up. Now, Magpies haven't got much on as far as the full-length kick is concerned. Now, Cloak presents himself. That's Travis. He marks it. He's got Rowe out wide.
And now from here, all the Port Adelaide spare players, they get numbers back. They're all gathered around centre half back. Now, if you can get a short and then turn around quickly and go long to the goal square, you'll get a one out.
Went to Rusling, who was 2-on-1, and
that's
was
the numbers.
Like Brogan.
That is where the numbers hang for Port Adelaide. If you can go short and then bypass them quickly, you're a show, Collingwood.
The Corns combine. This is Kane. No real pressure. High ball inside the 50 then. Up goes Cassisi, hands to it, couldn't hang on. Presta Giacomo came back well. Treadray, measured kick towards the middle, too tall for Primus. working behind his lead. The two big men there. Collingwood player is hurt. Meantime, Kane Corns goes long towards full forward. It hung so long in the air because Cece had a play on the ball. Swan wants a free. It was awarded. Advantage is paid. Lockyer goes to the other side. And this is Rowe. He's at right half back.
Now, Collingwood supporters, Chris Tarrant's come under a fair bit of pressure this year for the way he plays, but right now he is battling one out against four.
Maxwell again pushing up the ground. Short of the wing goes to Buckley. So good last week. Looks towards half forward. Wonderful kick. Burns has got it 60 metres out.
Burns on the boundary line.
Got no tall target in the goal square at the moment, so they can't attack the square.
Terrence got back. He'll have to beat 3 again here, and getting back was O'Brien has got it off the pack. He had more time than he knew, and he's missed with the kick. And the Pies are getting it in, but just not getting the results at the moment for their forays forward. And
it's as simple as that, Ed. When someone like Scotty Burns, who's a clever player, he sits back and he only takes 2 seconds to look up and summarise the field ahead of him. That's enough time for Brogan to push back and chop off in front of Tarrant. You've almost got to, when you get it forward to the centre as a Collingwood player, just swing onto your boot, play on and find them one out.
I thought Brogan nearly had enough of it there anyway, but in the meantime, the kick up forward, and Wakeland just used his body. O'Brien didn't have his eye on the ball and was able to get the free kick at half back. Releases it to Burgoyne. Burgoyne now to centre wing. Getting away is Shattuck just on the ground. Former Lion goes with the kick. It's a beauty too. Up to Frank, who ran to the spot, and Cloak goes to ground. And want to be careful here.
Not off. I'm paying not off, so this is the mark here. Come back around it.
We hear the umpire. Franku has got it. Jews the short. Hits his bootlaces. He'll get it back here. Cloak went the bump, and he should have gotten the tackle. The kick inside is just over Treadray's head. Magpies at the back to mop it up. Lockyer says it's mine. He gets it out wide to Burns. Loney's on now. Good fingertipper there from Scotty Burns. Buckley runs to position. It stays in the air a long time. He's going to have to beat a couple. Good punch there by the big man in Brogan. The back of the pack. It's picked up by Kingsley. Kingsley up the line is a beauty. Wilson just the back of half forward at the moment. Franco on the point of the square, as you can see. Inside 50 he goes, and that's a great kick. And Primus has got the front spot and the mark, and will line up from 35 metres out, pretty much directly in front, for his second of the night.
Well, he's come out of the goal square a couple of times pretty nicely, Matthew Primus. It's a bit of a skill to be able to lead, and as you see right there, Shane Wakeland just gave him about 1.5 metre start, and over a short distance. Doesn't matter whether Matthew Primus might not be the most nimble bloke going around, but it's enough.
He's kicked 8-4 from set shots this season. Going at his second goal. This one more testing from 40, and he tugs it way left through for a behind. Margin is 8 points, approaching quarter time. Williams, 135 games for the Magpies, 4 years as skipper, twice best and fairest. Was Egan.
And a social club member, might add.
Is that right? Still,
yes, yeah.
Good on him. Maxwell in the back pocket. Why not? He's earned it. Maxwell, been important so far. Prepared to run up the ground. Play on's the call. Maxwell, half distance kick, making it awkward for Buckley. Closing in was Montgomery, but not in time. Buckley coming off 28 possessions in 84 minutes last week.
Yeah, Cameron Cloak's 15 metres away on the boundary line. That's not where Collingwood need him to be.
Look at that kick. Rowe favoured by the kick. Misjudged his leap, though. He's going to get a free kick. And he's a bit lucky, I would have thought.
Instead of Shepherd, but he's got to stand your ground, don't you?
Well, I thought James was coming back, and Rowe was the man who really misjudged things there. Still, Rowe got the kick and comes out wide to Wigan. He's 75 metres from goal. Collingwood are looking good at the moment. Short one, honouring the lead. Rusling comes up. A lot to like about this young man. And again, Dermot, that jump.
He did. He gets a lot of hang time just on the jump, doesn't he? He doesn't. We're so used to seeing people come out on the lead and put a knee up in the jump, but look, he just gets pure elevation.
I'll tell you what else he does is he puts 10 metres on Wakeland every single time he goes to lead for the footy. So if they can keep some space open, move it quickly, this is a viable avenue to goal.
I'll just put you on the spot here, Ed.
Yep.
What was his draft camp elevation jump like? Was it like Trent Crowd 100 centimetres or anything like that?
He was injured. He wasn't at the camp. Had a hamstring injury.
Collingwood injured him.
Yes. Rusling, 50 metres out. Powerful kick, just tapers away, through for a behind.
You do find most blokes with that explosive leap are good kickers if they can time it. They're long kickers of the footy because they've got so much explosiveness in their leg. They kick through it a lot quicker and harder.
1 goal too to Sean Rusling. The kick coming in from Chris Egan. So the number 1 and 2 picks of Collingwood in the draft this year. Barkley read it and was dragged off the ball. The skipper's been on for half a quarter, and this is his 4th touch.
Now he needs to go long. He's got some 1-outs if he can bypass Chad Corns.
The kick is into the pocket, looking for Didak. He gets it on the hop, wants to release, and then is caught over the line out of bounds.
Throw it in. He didn't get you high, Alan. He did not get you high. It was across the chest.
There you go, umpire on the spot.
It was right across the chest.
It was first
It was
time.
legal.
There we go. It was right across the chest,
Yeah,
no
good
doubt
call.
about it. Good umpiring, throw in, just inside the 50 for Collingwood. Tarrant was the 3rd man up. James, he runs straight at it and usually takes it with him. His kick is up towards Treadray, went over his head. Now the race is on. Maxwell and Treadray. Maxwell got a kick on it. Rowe has to get into the play here. He had a chance to go at the ball and he hung out there waiting for it. Now he gets his chance. Treadray beat 4 of them in the end, but conceded the handball over the top to Swan. Now Rowe can make amends for himself. Kicks it short and has turned it over 3 times tonight. Normally his disposal of feature has been no good tonight so far.
If he works hard here, Treadray, he'll come to us on the lead and he'll get it.
And here is Treadray on the lead and he's got it.
Now that is why this bloke is an outstanding superstar of the competition. You saw him beat 3 blokes in one-on-one contests. Just for the local park footballer, when your coach throws the ball out and says, you two go at it, 3 or 4 efforts in a row, how hard is it? Well, he's beat 3 league footballers and then led 30, 40 metres at full tilt to mark on the lead. He is a champion, this bloke. There's one. He beat him. He pushed him away. He got in front of Presty and gets rid of him again. Breaks the tackle. That's the 3rd contest. And then gave it up. But you can forgive him for that. But then he works hard out the other way.
Had it for half an hour.
Well, just getting his breath back because he's already been through.
I think he's shot.
Best effort against the Magpies 4 round 6 of last season, going in his first right here. And it's true, but he's always offline.
Just about give that player of the year had he kicked that goal.
I've got to say, I reckon Port have almost played in the Collingwood's hands a bit. They've got Warren Treadray just in outstanding form, but gee whiz, they've allowed him to be 1 out against 2 and 3 because they've pushed so many numbers back. Maybe it's credit to Collingwood's defence.
One in the back pocket, over the top to Egan. He runs to left half back, kicks it up towards the wing. Coming to meet the football is Johnson. Good to see him back. Tracks it. Attracted a crowd, spills across to Burns. Collingwood outnumbered at least for the moment. Burns held a long time in the tackle. He's going to get the free.
Took in the ground after he got handball.
Adelaide is the big spare player who's gone deep as a loose man.
Just over a minute till quarter time.
Presty could get it here again. He's a playmaker this first quarter.
He's the quarterback.
That's because they push so hard back, Port Adelaide.
There's Lockyer across the ground. Wakeland just short of the wing. Didak comes hard, marks just inside the boundary line. Didak.
This is a full-on flood. Everyone's in one half of the ground, which surprises me from Port Adelaide. They've got firepower.
Well, the distance on the lead there again, Gary. Has called it, Rusling.
This young man is looking impressive, Rusling. He came very quickly. Speed off the mark. Nobody close. 65 metres out. Sets it long down towards full forward. From behind, Bishop got a fist on it. Knocked it out of there. In trouble, Kingsley. Claimed by Tarrant. Jarred loose. Lucuria to Rowe. High ball. Burgoyne. Sean goes back and takes the mark uncontested to Corns. They combine. Chad to Kane. Powerful combination, this pair. Wonderful servants. So young. Port Adelaide drives it towards the wing. Montgomery goes to James. More nicks than a driving school B-dub, but what a player. Across the ground. Wanganeen. Now Jew, a chance for a score. We're down to 6 seconds. Jew heads for home and he misses. Hangs it out to the left. Behind.
The one thing about Stewie Jew, though, Collingwood, and you say they have been playing into their hands, Collingwood have sat back a little bit in their side defensive 50 and allowed Stewie Jew to find the ball forward to the centre. He's gone inside forward 55 times.
Yeah, but I know that's the quarter-time siren, of course, but I just, with the side as Collingwood coming in, Port Adelaide are playing them like they've got the 3 most dangerous marking forwards in the competition, and I reckon it's hurting them when they go the other way. A 2-goal to 1 quarter is a win for Collingwood.
And the Magpies are 2-5. Port Adelaide are 1-4. It's Collingwood by 17 points. Quarter time. Can they catch the pitch? And not like that, I wouldn't have thought. Zoom, you should go down. You used to be able to catch plenty of birds in a day.
Yeah, 22.
Yeah. No, just 12 goals.
There's
No, I'm
Travis
only
Cloak,
joking.
there's Warren Treadray, the two tall forwards for the respective sides. We'll take a break on Friday Night Football. Hope you're enjoying it live on Nine's Wide Water Sports. Don't forget Wimbledon coming up right after the football. 2-5-17, 1-4-10. It's the Magpies by 7.
Yeah, well, I can tell you the Pigeon, he's the most elusive on the field so far and has picked up about 5 touches on the wing, but it is certainly providing plenty of entertainment here. There you go. And that is the most in-depth boundary report you'll get all year.
Thanks, Dan.
Like a Dan Brown thriller. Back in the middle. Brogan knocks it down. James hurriedly out to his left half forward. Rowe tracks it back. Time and space. Needs all of it now. He slipped over. Treadray lurking. Didak with the right boot. Well done. Holland turned around. James was waiting, but he popped it over James's head. This is O'Brien inside the forward 50 then. Plenty of power players down there. Corns couldn't complete the mark. Johnson wants his left boot. May have been touched off the boot. It wanders down towards full forward. Montgomery with plenty of time. Took it all. Good kick up the middle. Wilson. Now Bishop. Bishop kicks towards half forward, laid on a searching lead. Maxwell got it on the ground, comes back, found it. Pickett found him, took him down hard. Lade comes back, relishing that situation. And we'll have a ball up as we go down to the good doctor.
Yes, Dennis, problems with Collingwood on the bench. Paul Lucuria with a left calf tear, and they're just strapping him up, sitting in the back of the bench. Does not look good for the rest of the night.
A tear, Pete. Well, that's no good as Jude tears through half forward. The handball came inside. The call was from Lockyer, and Corns gave it up. Magpies on the rebound. Up to Buckley. Buckley looks up, has Egan inside, decides to go the handball to O'Brien, who can keep running. O'Brien has got Loney on. Eventually it might get to him. Johnson now looks up, decides to kick it himself to Fanning, who's drifted down. Oh, he dropped the foot. Yeah. He had it, but he got it up to Carousella. Open goal, and Carousella kicks it. Let off for Fanning there. Carousella kicks the goal. Magpies by 13 points.
Just letting Fanning know how to put Adelaide players. He did get, well, he got edgy, let's be honest, when the ball got into his hands and he dropped the footy.
Oh, he got a goal assist out of it.
Well, he would, but I tell you who's the luckiest man alive is Brogan, who was bludging across half back and didn't even realise that his opponent was coming through the middle of the ground. So he's been let off somewhat. But let's have a look at this young Fanning. Yeah, well, he'll have to redeem himself.
Like Carousella, 29 goals for this season. This was the drop initially.
And the Port boys let him know about it then after the goal. That was eventually kicked, but even though it was Carousella's first kick. And, well, he's got to win some points back, Fanning.
3-5-1-4. His chance right here. Brogan, if anything, won that. James, in desperate trouble, was taken down, had it a while. O'Brien goes after it, and that ball very slow to release. Eventually, Buckley. We've got a whistle, and the umpire says too high. It's going to be a Collingwood free. It was a hot return. Roger James has a very strong arm. Thought there was a run out in progress there. He flung it back at Holland.
You chucked it straight at him.
You chucked it straight at him. I think that.
You think he said he pipped it at him? Yeah. Let's have a look. Roger James.
Oh, no, that's not a 50.
That was in slow motion. It was pretty hot. It was a hard chance.
Can we see one in fast motion?
He hit him on the chest.
We'll have a look at fast motion, but geez, Brody, he milked it.
He threw his arms back.
I'm with the umpire.
Oh, I'm tipping the American baseballers aren't hovering to sign up Brody.
Well, any quarterback would have been happy with that.
Holland's got the football. He'll kick from 35 metres out. It's a goal. Collingwood on the move.
Well, fast motion if you wouldn't mind, because
it's coming up.
Good, because this looked to me like it hit him fair on the chest. Oh, turn it up. That's a fanciful, farcical decision.
Oh, gee, I'm glad we stopped at that.
2 metres away.
It hit him on the chest, lace out, and he threw his arms back. Boy, jingo. There's the even up if you reckon Wakeland on Primus was harsh.
All right, let's have a look at this in fast motion. Free kick to Brodie Holland. James has got it.
That is the joke of the year. That hit him on the chest, lace out then.
The mistake he made was putting his arms out.
You know the two things that come out of your shoulder? They're arms.
Oh. Well, the kick forward by O'Brien. Bishop cuts it off for Port Adelaide, goes for the torpedo, doesn't get onto it, and Dew sits underneath waiting, knocks it forward. That was good aggressive play, but it's picked up by Clement. Inside to Swan. Magpies left, right and centre. He goes wide to Loney. Loney runs. Tarrant is the lead. That's where the kick's going. Tarrant gets away and takes the mark at half-forward flank. Tarrant looks up. Carosella goes to the pocket, gets to the front. 1-2 grabs, he's got it. Just outside 50. Magpies building. They've kicked the first 2 goals in the first 5 minutes of football in this second term. Carosella, as the super flood comes back again. Holland, you can just see in the front of your screen there, he's got a bit of space. He's still there. Now Carosella decides he's going to kick the goal himself.
You're not having a shot. You're not having a shot, so...
Who said he's not having a shot?
Bit to presume, isn't it?
Yes, he did, huh? Well, he's right.
And Holland was there for 10 minutes and he eventually got it. Well done, Blake Carosella. Just worked it out nicely. And no one went to Holland, and he went back and can kick his second goal in a matter of 2 minutes.
Now, look, Peter Burgoyne started on Holland, and I think Franco's gone over and giving a bit of cover now. Well, he just wasn't in frame. He is totally by himself, and if you think that Brendan Lade has got the nimbleness to cover him, you've got another thing coming.
What would happen there, Gary, if you debated it with the umpire? Yes, I am having a shot.
Well, you'd then have to have a shot. But, I mean, you've got to call his bluff. You'd call his bluff, wouldn't you?
Well, what if he calls...
He's not going to take it off,
and calls play on and you're outside the boundary?
It's what playing club pool, eh?
Here's Holland. Again, a sense of deja vu from 40 metres out. That was interesting too. There's a bit of talking going on out there. That wasn't the umpire.
Joffa, I think.
well, Blake Carosella, I'm told, had the footy for 26 seconds, which you're supposed to play on after 15.
No, that's a mere bagatelle.
That's a what?
I mean, Lloydie has it for what, 40, 45?
When he has a shot.
Warren had it for an hour.
Well, Carosella could have tried the spiral. I mean...
He had you bluff.
6 Port players have had a disposal this quarter in 6 minutes.
Find the attacking.
They haven't had much of it, but now they've got it. Josh Franco on half-back flank.
Hold it there.
Goldar out now. He just chips it up the line. Looking for the big mark. Treadray's the man. 2 Collingwood players. Prestigiacomo fanning over the ball. Knocks it. Well, he got himself entangled up. Picked up by Wanganeen. And grabbed and gone. And a ball up.
No chance at all.
No chance at all, said the umpire. And that was a good call. So ball up on centre wing.
As you see, Roger James on the bench there. Brett James used to play for Collingwood after that 50 metre.
Franco knocks it out, but it's knocked forward again by O'Brien. Went to ground. So too to that man, Kingsley. Tackled, 360, play on. Fanning's got it for Collingwood, trying to give it off. He finally does. Out to O'Brien, who chips it wide to Johnson, who can go on his favourite left boot. Went back inside, over to Tarrant. Tarrant on centre wing, goes long with the big kick up towards Carosella and Montgomery, holding each other. The ball tracks to the boundary line. Corn says, that'll do me, and walks it over in front of the cheer squad, and the cheer squad got the free kick. Well done to the Collingwood cheer squad.
Your kick. Come here.
Absolute sensational performance by the Magpie cheer squad there as Corns just walked it.
Yeah, you've got to disguise it. You've got to give the umpire something to hang his hat on and say, well, you made an effort.
Didak wanted it and Rusling got it.
How often do we see that, though?
Yeah.
But you've just got to give the umpire an out.
Come back and...
Go down the other end.
He knew what he was doing.
Gordon Rusling has kicked 1 goal, 2. He went for a banana earlier and missed it. He runs around this time with the right boot and has missed. Just missed to the inside. So the Magpies at 4 goals, 7 have had 11 scoring shots to 5, but lead by 21 points.
Yeah, you've got to say, there's the free kick. You've got to say, halfway through the second quarter, Port Adelaide with Treadray in career best form with just 1 goal. This is a massive win. At the start of this game, Collingwood, if they could keep Port to 10 or 12, they would be wrapped. But it looked like, at least 15 or 16.
Wanganeen in the back pocket. 121 points now. Port falling off the pace. Wanganeen decides to run. Comes across the ground. Wilson set a task. Collected by Maxwell. That was wonderful.
How good is this bloke?
Did not even look.
No wonder they love him at Port Adelaide. That's great stuff.
He's up there with Archer, this fella.
But he just gets up straight away. A lot of blokes suffer a little bit of shock and just reassess and stay down for like 1 or 2 seconds. He bounces up.
He's a bit sore too. He signals to the bench he might need a spell.
Montgomery gives it to Dew inside the centre square. precision. Kingsley released inside the forward 50. Relayed free kick against Tarrant, who's having a bad night.
That's the thing with Port Adelaide. They don't need to go in all that much to kick a score. And you mentioned Tread, right?
You're just going to give it away.
Yeah, is this the 50 that was given?
No, the 50 was, he was a bit late. They got one in the mush there, Taz.
There might have been a couple of jumper punches.
That was it.
They get the best conversion.
Got one in the mush and then went on, and
Thanks, Jack.
it was just a touch late.
Port Adelaide get the best conversion from penetrations inside 50.
Chad Corns, who started his career as a forward, hasn't lost the knack of kicking a goal.
Well, Corns has gone forward. Oh, there's one from Alan Didak to
Right there.
Wakeland. Now, the boys, look, both boys have got Wakeland and Tarrant where had the jumpers going. They just got to be careful. You know, if you step out of line, you're going to get pinged. And the Didak there, just silly. Now, these two, at some stage, the penny's got to drop and say there's 48 cameras here on Friday night.
Still not good.
Okay, in the break, this was all going on. A bit of pushing and shoving, and Alan Didak getting amongst it there. And Wakes.
Now, that is just stupid. I mean, how many cameras do you need to have at a ground before you realise it's stupid stuff like that?
Was that worse than Fraser Gerrits?
Well, Fraser
He
Gerrits
should have got off too, though.
Exactly.
Play on.
But it didn't.
But it didn't, and
That was
that
a
is
fair
just,
tackle, it wasn't high.
for what it's worth,
Thank you. Well done,
ridiculous.
Oh, you got to have a go.
Thank you.
Doc Larkins.
Mike Wilson has come off on the bench with some blurring in the right eye from that free kick. You said that brave attack on the ball. He's just clearing up pretty well, but just wasn't seeing clearly, and they've just given him a bit of a rest.
Buckley gets the kick. It's smothered. Going in was Primus. Found a bit of space and got it out to Walsh. Walsh found some more space. Gets it out to Corns. The running Burgoyne. Burgoyne from 50 sets sail for home. It's long, but it's offline. And through for a behind to Peter Burgoyne. So Port Adelaide, the last two scores of the quarter, 1-1. And Collingwood have been able to kick 2 goals, 2 for the term.
Corns gone forward too. There's the Wilson incident. Chad Corns gone forward for Port. Gee, they've loaded up heavy on their forward line.
Well, a bit of a mongrel kick out on that one, but it's picked up by Swan on the half volley. Gets it out to Lockyer, called by Maxwell to go, and then a good shepherd. Well played by Maxwell. Rowe presented himself, then got underneath it. Spills out to Jude. Jude twisting and turning under pressure. Turns it over now to his teammate in Burgoyne. Chips it forward over the head of Primus, which is a good effort in itself. Trip going through was Clement, thrown to the ground. Good tackle by Brodie Holland, was Corns. Then the kick out. 2-on-1. The bounce beat the running Didak, and Burgoyne's got it on the rebound.
Backs off Didak, who did well. Stifled the handball. Won it on the ground. Brilliant stuff, Alan Didak. Now it comes to Wakeland. Goes down towards right half forward. Fisted away by Montgomery. 2 Collingwood players there, but Tarrant can't keep it in.
Sean Burgoyne, I mean, just casually loped after it. Thought he had time, had Pickett in support, and the pressure of Collingwood's been very good. There's the Lucuria back on the ground, miraculously.
Boundary throw in just outside the 50. Taken by Brogan, who was dragged down.
Holding the ball.
Took it out of the ruck. He's going to be penalised here. Collingwood will get the free. Well, he's actually paying a free for a throw. There's a variation on a theme. Now, Cloak is a long kick. Travis Cloak.
Hasn't been accurate over the last month or so, but he is a long kick.
This is where it tests him. Inside the 50, you back him. Just outside, he's 5-7 from set shots this season.
That was an interesting call by Steve McBurney. Made the throw, and not the fact that it was holding the ball from the take from the boundary throw-in. Sets it up towards the kick-off line. Wonderful leap, Cameron Cloak.
Well, he was allowed a free run at that. There was no touch of body on body in his run up to his jump. There's the tape.
Well, it was a bit of everything, wasn't it?
And that's a free jump. And the nearest player, Chris Tarrant.
They've probably done that before in the backyard or down the local park, just taking the specky at either end. Set up for him, lining in, terrific grab, and a chance to extend the lead to 20 points. Could be a mere formality. Cameron Cloak.
Oh.
Well, that's some of my best work.
You killed him. Dennis,
I could see that look on your face, Ed, as I said this should be a mere formality.
Yeah,
Jason in the crowd there.
Now, last week, Collingwood kicked horribly, lost by a point. They've now got 4 goals, 8 on the board.
Yeah.
We can all miss goals, but that's inexcusable.
Well, that one hurts against Port Adelaide because they do make you pay. There's no doubt about that. Another chance for the Pies, though. Here they go. Lucuria goes backwards out to Cloak. Cloak with a thumping kick up to the square. Rusling from behind. Kingsley did well. That one bounced over the pack and missed. He did better from 65 metres out than he did from 10.
And the eyes lit up, but he did have players. He had Didak on about 40 metres out directly in front. It was a pretty simple kick. Rush of blood, just went for home.
16 points, 4-9 now. Collingwood 13 scoring shots to 7.
He took his frustrations out on the footy too. He really gave it a kick. There's Kingsley.
They've strangled Port Adelaide with their pressure, Collingwood.
Been very good. Now Collingwood have got the numbers out there, at least initially. Lockyer feeds it back. Tarrant a fumble, in trouble. He's lacking support. Coughs it up. Chance for Walsh. Soccer's pulled up towards the wing, playing in front is Dew. He's been very good. Pushed to the back, will get the free. No doubting that. Quickly to his feet, spots Primus. Will it get there in time? He'll get a free kick. Travis Cloak making contact with Primus. Wasn't watching the footy.
But look now what they kicked to.
Dew's got it. He's a long kick down. It was the forward pocket, and the mark is taken by Cassisi.
Well, that's the third time. Third time Cassisi, I mean, it's his first mark close to goal like that, but it's the third time that Cassisi has had a 1-out against his direct opponent. Watch him sneak away here. And Dane Swan with his back to play originally.
Well, the same distance as the earlier kick from Cloak.
Okay, and I'll do your dirty work
Come on,
for
hurry
you.
up.
This looks an absolute certainty. Cassisi comes in.
Oh, Dan!
You are the best.
I take checks, Ed. I reckon you've got the checkbook for me.
You're the man.
Shouldn't laugh.
You didn't. You were nearly not going to do it too. I had to give you a look.
Well, I had second thoughts.
Oh,
I felt guilty.
It is a horrible game at the minute. It'll lift itself at some stage, but right now, it's a poor advertisement.
12-man zone by Port Adelaide. Collingwood pierce it pretty easily.
It in the eye of the beholder as Cloak comes out, takes the bump and the ball and shrugs his man and then just get a toe poke on it. Almost did too much. Now chance for Loney, who can run and kick. He kicks it up in the air and spots a man, and Burns has got it inside 50 for Collingwood.
Having said that, for Collingwood supporters or the match committee, I think it's being played on their terms and has been from the word go. They've just clogged everything up. Good effort by Cloak, and they've taken Treadray's space away for him. He's had little or no impact, and they get it down the other end, and they just mongrelled their way to 4 goals, which is enough to be in front.
Solid kick, Scotty Burns.
Need to kick a couple now, though, Collingwood. Can't be extravagant, and Burns hangs it out to the right-hand side. Won't make the distance. Play on's the call. A chance for Didak on the left boot. Around the body. Misses.
Collingwood have taken 6 marks inside 50 to 3 of Port Adelaide. You could have got any money on that happening before this game when you looked at the 2 respective forward lines. Look at Scotty Burns' boots. Now, it's a wet, slippery ground. You've got to make decisions and take responsibility.
Margin is 16 points. Harold Wakeland, the half-back. Wanganeen pushing up the ground. The game still there for the taking for Port. This is Montgomery on the wing to Treadray. They need him operating. He's got the ball at left half forward, pulls it back towards the middle. Prestigiacomo. Dew has been wonderful, took him down. Lucuria, quick hand pass, O'Brien trouble. Hand passes the ball forward. Going back is Kingsley. He's taken down by Lockyer. Shattuck gets a hand pass away. Well done, Rowe. Knocked it away from me, but taken by Holland. Gets a hand pass to O'Brien. Short kick towards midfield. Coming across on the angle is Burns. He's in trouble. Reaching over the top, Wanganeen, who is tackled. A hand pass comes from Corns. Taken by Ebert. Now metres in the clear on the outer side is James. Normally so good with the football. This is no exception. Goes to Cassisi, and he's marked 35 metres out. Dew is on for the short one. That's closed down now. And Cassisi, who moments ago hit the post, probably will take a shot from here.
Well, Collingwood had a real chance here to take that forward.
Yes.
What about Stewie Dew? 15 possessions so far, keeping them in the game.
Well, Loney started off on him, allowed him too much latitude. He's been taken from the field.
Cassisi, important kick this one to get back in touch. Not a good kick. Misses, lurking behind the pack. Maxwell wants to run, but it's a behind.
They're going to employ a 12-man zone again. Port Adelaide. Collingwood should have no problem. And Clement, being such a long kick of the footies, we watch a replay there.
I wouldn't have thought that was through. It's pretty close. I don't think that stayed in.
Clement is a long kick. He'll spread the zone pretty well too. Oh,
just Dennis, what was that?
That a bit of perfect, Ed.
Thank you. Wakeland, S for Collingwood, has it at defensive 40. It's really become an arm wrestle here. As Wakeland goes up the line, looking for Trevor's cloak. Chad Corns got in front, did he? Too good on that occasion, Corns. Read it well and went at it. Kicking to Primus, who fumbles. Now gets the handball going. Port Adelaide inside 50. Bounces off the man. Picked up by Rowe to Wakeland. There's not much on. Sits in the air a long time. Lockyer has to stay under it. And that's mark of the year stuff for Corns. Takes a big grab. That is what you did in the schoolyard. You put the class nerd underneath it and jumped all over him all day. Doom, is that what you used to do?
and punch him on the way down.
Thanks, Doom. Didn't have to go that hard. As it came out to Franco, and he misses. So, this game is starting to nervous. It looked like a nervous breakdown between two clubs. Next goal just about wins, you reckon? And that is a screamer from Chad Corns.
Well, I don't know. If I was a Port Adelaide fan, I would want Warren Treadray just about one out and give him a chance. I mean, he's in the sort of form where you just back him in, but he's been 1 against 2, 3 or 4 all night.
Legitimate attempt by Cassisi on the footy.
Collingwood move it away from half-back. Holland to midfield. Walsh wanted it most there. Looks towards the outer side. In fact, he changed his mind and pulled it back towards Treadray. Had a few to beat. Eventually comes back to Lockyer, who was involved moments ago, to Rowe. 55 metres out. He lines up. It's working back. Not in time and didn't have the carry. Wakeland. Burgoyne out of the back pocket. Sean. Well, he's taken up residence out there, Cassisi. Short one is on just beyond the wing, delayed. Very deliberate in their build-up, Port. And as a result, nothing much spontaneous is happening for them across half forward. This is Burgoyne, but they're still very much in the game. Collingwood have been inaccurate. Here's Treadray, and he's taken his 4th mark. It was a good grab.
Look there, he's getting him so far away from goal. Aaron Shattuck, that well-known full forward in the goal square for Port Adelaide.
Kane Corns got it to Jew. Jew decides to go for distance. Long down towards full forward. Interesting pack. Lay down Primus. They get each other's way. Laid over the football. Almost robbed there by O'Brien. Maxwell had it. Lost it. Kane Corns did well. Slung as he kicked. Good pressure by Lockyer on James. Affected the kick and out of bounds on the full.
This with Aaron Shattuck in the goal square. He's doing that job you requested before, putting the work into Clement. He's trying to play a tagging role or lead him away from the goal square.
One runs out of defence for Collingwood. No one comes at him, so he runs his measure, brings the man in. That was good play. Over the top to Burns. Next play is important. Up towards the leading Didak, who gets there and takes the mark, and a tumble as well. Can get it in moving quickly. The long kick is on. Rusling's run to the square. Now leads forward. Lurking it behind is Rowe. But I think he'll have a go here. No, decides to go short this time. Cloak has lumbered up and taken the mark. Tight angle. 35 metres out.
They're lax when they defend Port Adelaide. The Holland one we'll have a look at half-time. He stood on his own for so long, and when they got a flood there, you look at all the numbers, but no one takes any responsibility.
But the thing is that even just the poor timing by Port Adelaide then, because Primus has come from the ground and swapped with Brogan, you don't do that when the other team had the ball on the move forward. And that's why Cloak found himself free. He didn't have an opponent. Primus was coming off. Brogan was going on.
So Cam Cloak has kicked 2 behinds, one from pretty much point-blank range. Now has to test himself from the boundary line. He's a good kick. Practices these a lot at training. He comes in, bends it back, but not enough. And that one won't score at all.
Now that might be right, Doom, but when you have a look at that again, there were 4 Port Adelaide players in defensive 50 that needed to take responsibility for the most dangerous Collingwood player.
Their flood numbers were back there, and not one of them ran to him, but his direct opponent was swapping at the time, and that is pretty ordinary work doing that.
Played to Burgoyne. Kingsley involved earlier, and before that it was Bishop. Long kick towards half forwards and holding on there. Swan did pretty well. Worked his way in front. Well done, Walsh. Brought back. Taken down by Swan. Interesting duel, and the umpire, no alternative but to ball it up. And football's a marvellous thing. Port Adelaide coming off their highest ever score against the Hawks, 29-14, approaching half-time. They're 2-8. Brogan knocks it down. Burgoyne comes away. Pickett takes the mark inside the centre square.
Now you'll get Treadray on the lead. He might even come back to the near side as that's Pickett as he looks down the field. Oh, he's got the big one.
He does. Goes long down towards full forward. They still get the extra man, but Brogan missed it. In goes Corns. John out of there. Cassisi tracks it towards the boundary and it goes across the line. You've got to say Collingwood playing wonderful defence. Those players back there at the moment, very tight. It's like a Johnny Bravo t-shirt. They're working overtime, giving nothing away. They're getting the numbers back, certainly. Extra men back, but they're very disciplined. Lade. Well, he took the ball cleanly out of the boundary throw-in, and as a result is penalised because Maxwell was lurking. He's been his shadow. On occasions, the shadow has been prepared to travel.
The pressure from Collingwood, outstanding from the word go, not denied. Just don't think Port Adelaide is set up in their most dangerous form yet.
2 minutes remaining in the half, and Buckley comes on to run. There he goes. 2 minutes.
And he does. He kicks it up to Buckley and also Cloak. Not holding the ball was Wakeland going over the line out of bounds. They'll have a throw in. And the clock stops at 1:51. Collingwood by 14 points, led by 7 at quarter time. Have got out to a 19-point lead at the 3-minute mark of this quarter. Missed some opportunities. Port Adelaide fighting back. As Dennis said, still anybody's game this one. Egan, Holland it was he pushing the back? No, said the umpire. Chance for Lucuria. We get more from Doc Larkins. He went off with what looked like a torn calf, but he's back out there, so just it must have been a bit of a corky. Great transferable play from Holland. Here's a chance now. Clement runs up the ground as Tarkin-Lockyer's got it. Keeps running. Looks to Tarrant. Now he bombs it up wide. Tarrant's going to have to beat a couple. He's wrestled out of it, surely. He's got the free kick. And Chris Tarrant will get a shot at goal from 45.
Held. I saw your hand on his jumper pulling him back.
Let's have a look. There it is, and that is a free kick all day.
Well, you knew what Bishop was trying to do. He saw that Walsh was coming back there. He just came into screen there, and he was trying to ground Tarrant. He just went too rough on the action there. All he needed to do was lay body on body and make sure that he didn't have a run and jump at it, and Walsh would have just chimed in with the mark.
Tarrant's 21 goals, 17 from set shots, 29-20 for the year. Comes in, the Maggies need one, and they get one. Chris Tarrant kicks truly for the Magpies' third of the quarter.
Well, you get the forward and the defender that locked themselves up in a wrestle. We saw it in the first quarter. It went in favour of Primus. We see it this quarter goes in favour of Tarrant. And you're right, Jeremy, they had numbers there. They had numbers there to go back Port Adelaide, so he didn't really need to wrap him up there, Matthew Bishop, but he did. And the most important thing of all is that Tarrant went back and kicked the goal, which has been a rarity tonight.
As Michael Malthouse, he's won 3 out of 9 coaching against Mark Williams, but 2 were finals, and tonight he'd be delighted so far. Things falling into place, a war of attrition, and the power looking out of sorts. Wade down to Burgoyne, out wider still to his brother. Sean gets a hand pass across to Kane Corns. Now Pickett runs to space. Has a bounce. He's at right half forward. Looks inside the forward 50. Well, that's interesting. It's almost a bomb inside the forward line. Corns could have almost got a free there. Primus gets boot to ball around the Treadray and hit the post.
Second poster for the quarter for Port Adelaide. He's just a powerhouse, that fella.
And he still holds the key to the whole game, Dermot. He's had not much influence, but he's been a long way from the most dangerous spot.
All right, 30 seconds left in the quarter, and the Magpies just don't want to concede here. Good play by Clyde, got it out to Holland. Around the corner it goes, it stays in the air a long time. Under pressure was Tarrant from Bishop, and the ball goes over the line for a throw-in with 21 seconds on the clock. Pies by 19 points in the shadow of half-time. Mark Williams and Mick Malthouse up against each other. Mark Williams, of course, a former Collingwood captain and 2-time Copeland Trophy winning star. Throw in.
Very good tap ruckman, Brendan Lane. They've got to watch for the likes of Burgoyne here and getting the ball to Stewie Dew.
Cloak does well with the second one. It
Well
comes
done,
out to
Cloak.
Tarrant, got it out to Buckley. Maybe last chance for the Pies. A long kick forward. Didak lurking from behind. Got in amongst it, hit him in the head in the end. Good play by Burgoyne. 7 seconds on the clock. Burgoyne won't have time, or will he? Has a bounce, holds it up, and that should just about be it as Corns has the ball on centre wing. And it's a 19-point ball game at half-time at Telstra Dome. Hope you're enjoying this live on Nine's Wide World of Sports. Don't forget, of course, Wimbledon semi-final. Roger Federer versus Leighton Hewitt will be crossing live to Wimbledon at half-time. It's 19 points the difference when we come back. Gary Lyon and Dermot Brereton to have a look at the first half. It's been a tough old battle. Port haven't got into stride yet. The Magpies have missed some big opportunities, so too Port. It's 19 points the difference at half-time on Friday Night Football. This is AFL on 9.
Second half on Friday Night Football. Exquisite timing. James trying to find a way through. Nothing doing. 19 points the margin then. It was 7 at quarter time. Magpies have led all the way so far with Adelaide with the job in front of them. One down by Primus. Got it again. James taken down immediately by Licuria. He spent some time on the bench and that's holding the ball. Licuria's injury seemed more serious than it's turned out as he chips it out wide. Loney has it about 75 metres from goal. Raining outside in Melbourne. Wonderful in here under the roof.
That takes
a bit slippery.
Chad Corns up out of the dangerous area.
Didac metres in the clear. I mentioned it was slippery. Almost cost him there. Lost his balance but hung on to the footing.
Well, Peter Walsh was checked in the confusion there. There was a scrimmage which Didac led from. And he tripped over right at that pack, 30 metres back from where Didac marked.
A characteristic of his season has been his accuracy. This will test him. 8-1 from set shots this season. Will kick from outside the 50. May not get the distance. He's searching for it. And he's just missed. That was interesting.
He said a little shimmy just before he got there.
Got to a speed hump.
He likes to run out there left, just at the other end of the ground. Put Adelaide forward line gone very small. They've got Treadray now as the main focal point, but the two Burgoynes and also Stuart Dew up forward with Pickett and Wanganeen.
And they have set up beautifully from the kick out to Corns to Pickett, who runs it already. It's inside 50. The kick is a good one to Burgoyne, who marks. That is the most positive play from Port Adelaide tonight, certainly from full back. Now the kick was almost on.
He's moved from the back flank. He was picking up Didac. He's been moved forward.
Much more dangerous look about it, this Port forward line.
Sean Burgoyne from 55 metres.
He's within kick.
Going to try himself out here. Might want to try and run around the mark. Maxwell goes back. Now he comes in. Has kicked no score for the season.
He's a big kick.
He's kicked 1 point now so far for the season. So a point apiece to start off this third term. Let's go down to Peter Larkins. Pete.
Yeah, Dean Brogan's been out of action since he gave away that free kick in the second quarter, Ed. This is the means he takes the ball out of the ruck, and that's not the one, Ed. But anyway, ankle injury on crutches on the sidelines. Need X-rays on an ankle.
Great play by Maxwell, who took the mark and then dashed away. Gets some support from Egan. Kicks inside 50. Didac's there at the back. Play on Carousella. Umpire's called the advantage. No advantage. Will it come back? No, he's called it on, and it's a point to Carousella.
Yeah, that's that contentious aspect there where the advantage is paid and it's a question of accuracy. He was in space.
Yeah, it's all clear.
It's interesting, though, Doom, because they will pull it back.
The play that was infringed with Didac, who we saw here on Friday Night Footy a couple of weeks ago, was deadly from that exact spot out there.
They're pushing the back, no doubt about it.
Burns was on for the hand pass too.
Yeah, he was. I think Carousella thought, oh, well, I'm a chance here because it's an advantage. No advantage, and Port Adelaide take the mark through Corns.
It's only the third time tonight they've gone outside 50 with their kick in.
Conjurer, Corns. Interesting mark. Treadray on the wing then, plays on immediately. Kingsley chugs down towards half forward, kicks inside the forward 50. Pickett will get a free kick. That was very clever by Pickett. Was stopped in front, propped. Maxwell was looking back and now 50.
Now that is not what Collingwood want. I mean, they've been so good, so disciplined and so focused, and this little hiccup which turns a 50-50.
I'm not putting up with demonstrative abuse like that, all right? No. I'm not putting up with that. You're in his back, OK?
Into a certain goal is not what Mick Malthouse wants.
That's interesting. The umpire talking about demonstrable abuse.
Yeah.
So it wasn't much what he said, as how he reacted. There's the kick from 10 metres out. Pickett gets the goal. It certainly was a free kick.
And this is the discipline that Clement would be just whispering in Maxwell's ear. We've been so good for a half. Do not let this slip. That was 50-50 at best from where Pickett was. There's the high contact or the push in the back.
He did have eyes on the footy.
Still got him high.
Yeah, that's a free kick. He did have eyes on the footy. That's what he's shouting his cause. But we are one of the few codes in the world where we do argue straight out with our umpires.
Not anymore. So Nick Maxwell gave away the free kick, and it wasn't what he said, because I don't think he swore anything. It was the fact that he threw the hand down. He got a 50-metre penalty. Just why Robbie Muir's not playing anymore. He would be out in the car park by now.
So mad he could spit. Bounce back in the middle. One down by Cloak, then after it again. Picked up by O'Brien. Hand passes out wide. Egan's got it. Forward to Buckley. Buckley's away. 65 metres out. Nobody back in the square. He sets sail with the long one, but hangs it out to the right. Great to see the champ back. And that was characteristic Buckley. He's bursting through midfield.
And he kick a ball, that man at 30+ years of age. Goal kicking again, 5-13 for Collingwood. That may come back to haunt them.
He turns 33 in 25 days' time, Nathan Buckley.
Well, Chad Corns has taken 10 marks. 6 of them have been from the kick-ins. He kicks in this time.
Well, that's right. He'll be hard-pressed to mark it. There goes Walsh.
They lost their target player for the kick-ins because he had it. Now he gets it. There you go. 11, 12.
You are a genius. Corns across the ground. Bishop played it pretty well. Well done by Rusling as well, though. Forced the error. Now Didak having trouble with his footing in this area. Runs to 45. Lines up. It's a goal. Oh, well done, Rusling. Applied the tackle when Bishop seemed to have got away, and the goal results.
And that's how they've built this lead, Collingwood. It's been hard work, head over the footy and to tackle and get fierce pressure. Just a fingernail makes an enormous difference. And maybe this goal from Didak might just stop the run of points, because that was measured, controlled. Good work from Loney on the line. And it's going to be hard to pick back this lead from Collingwood if they continue to put the pressure on they have all night.
23 behinds, 9 goals, both sides. 9-23 combined. Collingwood now 6-13. Port Adelaide 3-10. The Magpies lead by 21 points, which is a game-high score. Alan Didak kicks the goal for the Magpies.
James Clement is the loose man in defence to the right-hand side of screen for Collingwood.
Primer's got the tap. O'Brien took it out, and it's a stalemate. Good tackle and good play. Ball up.
Well, that's the last thing you'd want if you're a Port Adelaide player or Port Adelaide forward, is to have James Clement loose, but I think you'll find he'll come up and pick up Dew.
Bloke and Primus. Primus gives it a good slap out to O'Brien again. They're waxing those two. There is that loose man, James Clement. A thumping kick normally. He goes out wide looking for Buckley off hands. Taken by Cloak. Does it well, Cloak. Oh, beautiful vision. Magnificent play. And that was absolutely sensational from Travis Cloak. Instead of blazing away, as we've seen a few times tonight from the Magpie youngsters, he just kept his head, saw the black and white stripes, saw Scott Burns, just pulled the kick as you saw. And Dermot, that's as hard to do as anything in football.
Absolutely, when you're halfway through your kick. But don't discredit Scotty Burns. He recognised the contest and thought, I can't be any use. Just run forward and take the chance. They'll spot me.
Big kick this for the Magpies, and Burns gets inside it with a kick. It won't make the distance off hands. It's over the line and out of bounds for a throw in.
Well, that reverse angle, we saw Scotty Burns in the bottom of the shot on that last reverse angle, recognised the opportunity when he saw a 50-50 ball going to Collingwood, ran forward into space.
Big play for the Magpies here. Primus and Cloak go at it. It's picked up by Wilson, who gets it out to Walsh. Good play by the Port Adelaide team. They run it out of defence.
Kingsley has a bounce to midfield. Confronted there by Johnson. Pushed off. Not a particularly good kick. Getting back O'Brien. Out wide. Loney's got the run of it then. Thinks about the right boot. Comes back towards the middle. Sold a teammate into trouble. They're working overtime. And it's going to be a free kick to Collingwood. Lecuria's hand pass did lock you no favours there.
And the reason, Dennis, they didn't go long and direct and they had to go sideways was James Clement was on his own. They were going to kick it down his throat. So he has to be made to be accountable.
It just seems amazing Port Adelaide can't establish some targets down there with the personnel they've got.
It is staggering, and it is even more staggering to think that Clement, who's the informed defender in the competition, is now patrolling half-back. We now might have to go to Wanganeen.
Tackles 24-16 in favour of Collingwood. What they've done is pressure the ball carrier for Port Adelaide when they win it in the back line, like on that last occasion.
Here's Burns. Takes it away from the boundary throw and hooks it down towards the pocket. Interference against Walsh. Didak will get the free. Looming is a real danger.
You get a feeling, I reckon, that Port Adelaide have thought, well, we'll push a button at some stage and we'll just blow our way past this Collingwood side.
He's paid a free kick for holding the man here, but it was more... Oh, yeah, there's the jumper. That's what he's paid for. I thought he might have given it the push. Test of strength. Reasonable contest. The umpire's given it a hold.
Just watch. He likes to get out to his left side now. Any Port Adelaide player identifying that.
Didak steps inside the 50. Question of accuracy, and he's got it in spades. Lovely kick. His second.
Port Adelaide coming off a 14-day break. Collingwood played last Saturday night, and you'd think that, gee, what's that, a 6-day turnaround as opposed to a 14-day turnaround? You'd think that Port Adelaide would say to themselves, well, we'll run over them at some stage. And I reckon that button, they are thinking, we'll just run through them at some stage. They're given no space to actually run them off their legs. Collingwood's tackling is excellent.
So Collingwood out to a game-high 27-point lead. Early in this third term, still plenty of time, 13 and a half minutes. Burgoyne off the ball. Kingsley's grabbed. High, said the umpire, and will get the free kick.
Now Drew's by himself out in the wing. Too slow to get out there. Clement pushes back to the key. He is the quarterback, and I know this it's not the best terminology, but he will make the play for Collingwood from here.
Kingsley goes to Treadway, 2-on-1. Kaiser got the knock. It's picked up by, almost picked up by Clement. Breeze had a great night tonight to Burns. Now to Egan. Egan looks up the line and has turned it over. He's kicked it over the skipper's head. Kingsley gives it back to Treadway. Just a couple of the young Magpies over-committing themselves. High up and under. Didak from behind. Gets to the front spot. Punched away. Once again, front and square was Shane O'Brien. Opens it up for Didak. Didak looks up the line and kicks long. There's a good kick too. Tarrant on his own. Holds it up because there's nothing ahead except for blue jumpers. Rusling runs into space. Tarrant goes sideways. Put his teammate Johnson under pressure. Cop one high and will get the free kick.
Chris Tarrant's got to be more precise in that dangerous part of the ground.
Egan lopes forward, does it well, gets the space and marks. A good vertical leap as well. Egan, beautiful kick of the football. Goes inside to Carosella. Bit of a nudge on him, play on, picked up, beautifully played. And done by Lucuria out to Carosella. Had to give it away. Tarrant couldn't get there. Now Port Adelaide are a chance as Walsh has got it at defensive 50.
Got it from Corns, goes across the ground. Wanganeen didn't touch the football. Pickett rather casual. Down he goes. Paid doubly there. Clement swings it down towards right half forward. Carosella has it 55 metres out. Buckley offers. That's ignored. Cloak is on in the middle. Travers Cloak hasn't been seen by Carosella. Can't believe it. Goes long down towards full forward. Didak from behind off hands. And across the line, Tony Jones.
Yes, an unofficial crowd figure of just under 38,000, which is fantastic considering the wintry old conditions outside, and also, more importantly, the fact we're live against the gate tonight.
Yeah, I don't reckon it makes any difference at all live against the gate. Not pushing for any particular reasons, just a point of view. As the kick comes up to Cloak, who was slung out of the way, should have been a free kick, didn't get it. Treadway is the man. Kasisi gets the handball out. Collingwood have got the numbers again. Swan kicks it forward. Oh, dangerous play here, but Corns had it. He knew that Didak was lining him up, but stood his ground well. Carosella just didn't see the obvious kick early on. Cloak was on his own, 30 metres clear. Travers Cloak, he's 6'8" and with a big blonde head. You'd think you'd be able to see him.
Well, he just missed. He likes to go, Blake Carosella, and backs himself. But there's some big-name Port Adelaide players that aren't doing themselves any favours.
Oh, this sits up a long time. Up goes Loney. Got a hand on the ball. Now he has a second chance at it. Gets it out to Rusling, who finds space. Rusling from 45 lines it up. It's an empty goal square and they've missed again. 2 Magpies in the square. Carosella says, what about me?
They have got to put Port Adelaide away here. They really have to put the runs on the board here. I know they've got a handy break at the moment, but they want to add another 2, maybe 3 goals here because, they, as I said, they're coming off a 14-day break. They can run this game out.
Rusling's kicked 1-4.
They don't deserve to be close enough. Pickett, Wanganeen, they are just not working hard enough.
There's Corns, right half back, comes up towards the wing. Treadray on a searching lead, lays it off. Cassisi kicks towards half forward. Clement misjudged it, spilt from his fingertips. Franco over the top, Shattuck gets it out. Now Burgoyne, nobody is back. Burgoyne goes inside the 50. Johnson in all sorts of trouble. Wanganeen, put about a check side, put about a hand pass, missed everything.
He got it.
Pass missed.
He got it.
Out of bounds or a
You
point.
think or you're sure? All clear.
I've got to say now I had a heart murmur, but that's fine.
I reckon that's worth another look.
You shouldn't do that with an old
Watch
man.
the crowd.
Derm.
There's 3,000 Collingwood
Yes.
people behind the goals going up.
Trying
he
to
pumped it.
trying to kick around his body didn't help.
In fairness, he didn't miss by much. Lockyer goes out wide, and the mark is taken by Tarrant.
I tell you, Sean Burgoyne was too slow to release him. He wanted to kick the goal himself.
Burns beyond the wing. Buckley is dropping back. The kick goes in that direction. Buckley still a chance. Hit him in the face. Whistle.
He was holding up the ball from
is
Carousel.
going to Collingwood.
No, was it?
No,
Oh, he's changed it around. I thought he was
wrong.
He was going to pay that. He was going to pay that against Montgomery. He indicated with his hands, his arm early in the piece that it was a port free kick and then changed.
So it had a change.
That's a big call. Well, Collingwood have had about 20 free kicks more than every other team in the comp over the last 4 weeks. I know you won't like to hear that, but that is fact, and that's a good rub.
So you're adamant that the umpire initially was going to pay the free kick to Montgomery.
I am, absolutely.
No, well, he certainly indicated that way.
Remarkable. Buckley steps inside the 50. No substitute for class. Wonderful stuff.
Well, whether or not Scott McLaren just got his signals mixed up, which can happen from time to time, but it was definitely indicated there was a definitely free kick there. Carousel had a hold of Montgomery's arm.
Well, there was free kicks both ways, wasn't it? But I thought the first
was
one
first.
Yeah.
Carousel was certainly first infringer on Montgomery. But what about the kick? Take nothing away from that when no one's been able to kick one all night.
So Buckley free kick, and the great man nails it, and Collingwood out to a game-high 34-point lead. 9 minutes left in this third term. Cloak got the tap. Cassisian over the top of it. It spills out to Buckley. He releases Egan. The exciting Egan runs and breaks the tackle. Nearly gets it off to Cloak. Cloak just pokes it forward, almost a Rusling. The 3 first-year players of Collingwood combining. Tarrant runs down Corns with great play. Forces the ball to the boundary line. The Magpie crowd lift.
Now, this is the signal of umpire Scott McLaren early in the piece. Now, we'll see it at some stage, but he may get his signals mixed up, or would he have changed his mind?
Cassisi, Burgoyne, shepherded by Wilson. Out against the boundary line. Burgoyne kicks inside the 50. Well, that's just remarkable.
Well, Warren Treadray's taken a lot of marks, but they've all been up around the centre wing. He's just got to get to the goal square, and now you've got to kick it to him. It's as simple as that.
Johnson took the mark, got it to Lockyer, comes to Loney. Now, Burgoyne was under no pressure, directly down in front of our commentary position. There's Travis Cloak and Corns lets him run off.
When you think about it, in the first quarter when Primus let out and took a mark inside 50, they've got to have a secondary target up there. They've got to get laid up there or Primus back inside forward 50.
Lucuria across the ground, just going back to that point. Under no pressure, Peter Burgoyne had the same view really we had, and that was there was nothing on, and kicked it there anyway. This is Maxwell just beyond the wing, chips towards the forward 50. Rustling has to wait. Well done, Wakeland. Got a fist to it. Wanganeen onto the crumb. Treadray to Bishop. Kicks down to where Treadray is best served, I would imagine. Pickett tracks it back. Johnson gets there first. Johnson, the Collingwood player, flicked it away to no one in particular. Jew did better. Burgoyne, that's Sean, gets through. 25 metres out and closing.
Hit the
What's
post.
he done? He's kicked it behind.
Oh, my God. Well, you know James Clement, he let him go through on the tackle, but you know if there's one Collingwood defender who's giving his all, James Clement, but he should have been able to nail that.
I think Johnson needed to get a bit more on the handball back to Clement, put him in trouble here, and a shrug of the hips, and look at that.
It's rare. When you go for a kick with elevation, you normally kick them pretty straight.
Magpie straight up the ground. Prestigiacomo down to Lacuria's good football, but here's the big chance now. It bounces awkwardly. Bishop is under a lot of pressure. Gets it out to Walsh. Handball's out to Wilson. Wilson ducking and darting. Gets back inside to Bishop. Under pressure. The ball bounces hard. One there. Rowe. Corns into trouble. Picked up by Lacuria. Gets it out to Tarrant. Tarrant gets it forward. Here's a chance for Buckley. He's got it. Buckley plays on, wants a bit of space, lines it up, kicks to the pocket. Rusling's underneath. A good play, Wakeland.
Gee, they had been out harassed all night, Port Adelaide. I'm not sure they want to get their head over a hard footy at the moment.
Might have needed to just take his time, the skipper there. There was plenty of movement out on the other side, which he couldn't see it. He's back to it, obviously. But in the end, it was cool-headed play by Darryl Wakeland.
Wilson out of defence then, drives it long towards the wing. Treadray mistouched it completely, goes again.
Look where he is.
Second man got him, but not before he got the hand pass to Montgomery. Around the outer side, Cassisi running down towards half forward, kicks inside the 50. Back goes Peter Burgoyne, well played there by Swan, knocked it away, close to the boundary. Still he goes Burgoyne, across the line, boundary throw in, let's go down to the dock.
Yeah, Travis Cloak, Dennis, has been struggling with a right shoulder injury. They're just trying to get Shane Wakeland on, and Cloak coming off. Heard it about 3 minutes ago. Perhaps an AC joint. Can't raise the right arm.
Sean Burgoyne leading out of the goal square against Lockyer, just drifting towards play. He's got to hold his position out of the goal square before he leads.
Having a bit of go, a bit of a test out. A bit of a Brisbane Lions fitness test there for that shoulder.
Burgoyne's looking to combine. Peter slaps it across the goal front. Now Pickett tracks the ball towards the 50. That's very dangerous. Had the head down. Burns took him. And as a result, Pickett gets the free.
And being reported too.
Well, watch this. If we run it long enough.
Control, he's been reported, okay?
That ball takes a very unkind bounce from Burns' perspective. I don't think there's much in that.
Toby Pickett taps Burns on the head and pats him and says, no problem, mate, directly after this.
That ball goes where you wouldn't expect it to go.
It's just a free kick.
It's just a free. It can't be a 50. No.
There was a report, though.
Ironically, Byron Pickett, who missed 5 or 6 weeks.
Mate, if it shows on the video, they'll withdraw it, all right?
And I think they will, because that ball seemed to bounce on its point and go almost to the right of Pickett, where you would have expected it to go. And he tracked the ball, and I think Burns was all set to take him hip and shoulder to the side because he expected the ball to be still running away from goal. Still, that's what happened to the tribunal. And at the other end, Buckley got one from a free kick. Pickett responds in kind, his second.
Well, to say it's much needed is one of the understatements of the night.
Hats off to Byron Pickett. About 3 or 4 seconds after this, he gets up and he taps Scotty Burns on the head as if to say, no harm done, mate. Should be sweet, no problem. So you can tell that he knew that contact was expected. His nose was right over it. You see, there you go, the little ruffle of the hand on the back of the head.
Okay.
The magnificent kick from Byron Pickett. He's kicked the 2 goals for Port Adelaide. It's 3 goals to 2 this term. Collingwood by 27 points. Up they go, and now they're starting to get going. Burgoyne went in and out of trouble, though. Picked up by Cloak. Buckley grabbed. It's underneath everyone with 5.5 minutes. Bit of a grimace there from Nathan Buckley.
He was wrapped up straight away. Did not drag it
Here's
in.
Byron.
That's that little tap on the back of their head.
7 of the 12 goals that have been kicked tonight have come directly from free kicks.
I think Buck's more worried about double grabbing the ball rather than any injury worry. Bounce goes sideways. It gave Bishop a big run at it. Knocked it forward. Picked up by Dewey. Got it out to Byron Pickett, the danger man. He's kicked to the pocket looking for Wanganeen. One-handed. Wanganeen's got it. And to the boundary line he goes. Throw in. 45 metres out from Port Adelaide's goal. 5 minutes left. Let's have a listen to Scott McLaren. Watch this. The umpire here signals originally
Actually,
too high and then changed it straight away.
Yeah, I think he just signalled the wrong way, and we're told he never said anything other than high contact.
Pickett's lurking.
Maxwell picked up by Josh Franco. Great smother by Burns. Loney gets the handball going to Lacuria. Now to Holland. Just got it away. In trouble, Lacuria. Dangerous period here for the Magpies. Porter pressing.
Redray over the football, digs it out. Jew tackled immediately by O'Brien, taken down. Lacuria did well, got it to Holland, who heads for the boundary line. Will it stay in? No, it won't. It runs away from Kingsley, who tracks it as we go down to the good doctor.
Yeah, Dennis, Tarkin Lockyer is sitting in the back row of the Collingwood bench at the moment. The doc had a word with him on the field about 3 or 4 minutes ago. He looks like he's a little bit dizzy or disorientated. At the moment, Dr. Paul Blackman's in the room with Travis Cloak, what looks like his shoulder, but the other doctor checking on Tarkin Lockyer.
Margin 27 points. The Power needs some late goals here to reduce that margin. Coming away is O'Brien. He's got other ideas. Forward of half-back. Brilliant smother by Burgoyne. Goes again, and there is Corns. O'Brien came back and won the footy. High ball towards the wing. Camped under it, Corns. Committed to the contest was Tarrant. Loney missed it. It runs towards the centre square. Burns slides in. It comes back to Loney. Slips it away to Buckley. Buckley gets a hand pass back to Loney to Burns. Out wide to Johnson. Advantage is paid. Johnson goes across the ground. Lucuria tracks it inside the 50. Not moving too well. Well done by Rusling. Bergavima Shepherd bought him some time. 2 Collingwood players. Fanning has taken the mark 20 metres out. Is this the best man to have the kick? Goalless in his career.
Scoreless. Yeah, it was a great kick from Johnson to find Lucuria across the other side of the ground in some sort of space. He kicks this goal, then it becomes an enormously difficult task for Port Adelaide.
What the real hurt with this one is that Port Adelaide have had their most intense 5 or 6 minutes of the game, and if Collingwood kick a goal during that time, it'll deflate the Port Adelaide Power.
From the free throw line, the former basketballer, Dennis.
Shane Roden looks on.
Fanning. Will it be his first goal in AFL football?
Oh, yeah.
As if he's been doing it all his life. He puts it straight through the middle.
And that is just a victory for perseverance again. And Dermot, I agree with you. I think Port Adelaide's intensity had lifted, but
That's a body blow, that one.
The most impressive thing about Collingwood is that they have not given one indication that they are going to drop off. They look so committed, and they know that they've got their side by the throat, and I don't reckon they're going to let them up.
David Fanning gets his first goal in football to put Collingwood out to a 33-point lead. Fanning and Primus. Primus gets a tap. Cassisi out of the centre. The long kick forward up towards full forward for Port Adelaide. Clement went to ground, picked up by Ebert, got it off the Wanganeen, running in and out of trouble. Does the big U-turn, and they're almost in trouble. Ebert just found a bit of space, puts it up in the air, just got over the head, and a great mark has been taken by Burgoyne.
Oh, he almost went to play on scenes of that semi-final a few years ago.
2002, Burgoyne did well. It just got enough on it, Ebert, to go over the head of Clement. And just watch this one. Ebert did well here. Just enough purchase on the kick. As Gary Lyon says, week in, week out, get it in long to that goal square. And Burgoyne had the drop on Holland, took the mark.
And the staggering thing about all of this is that Warren Treadray was loose at half-back for that last centre bounce, which was incredible.
But Burgoyne from point-blank range does not miss. He kicks the goal, and Port hang tough.
Well, there's Warren Treadray. Now, believe it or not, the man who sparked the record score only 2 weeks ago has just wandered back to the defensive 50 on a night where Port Adelaide have managed to kick 5 goals in 3 quarters of footy. Now, the Burgoyne boys can play, but I know which bloke I prefer up in the goal square.
Cross half back. Warren Treadray. Out-hustled and out-muscled tonight, but Port still a chance. The margin 27 points. Time for a couple of goals still before 3-quarter time. In the context of the game, maybe a couple of behinds. There's Kingsley. Grabs it inside the centre square. Long inside the forward 50. Burgoyne didn't really give a contest there. Collingwood players got each other's way. Ebert taken down by Clement. Opportunity for Wanganeen. Gives it to Jew. Goes with the right boot. Needs a contest down there. Well, Shattuck was outnumbered. Falls to Ebert, who snaps. It's gone through for a behind.
Tarkin Lockyer obviously back on the ground there. Good tackle. Ebert front and square. Just able to get it onto his boot. So Clement has the ball at full back, ignores the lead of Buckley, and Maxwell did a very good impersonation of the first slip fieldsman.
Lucuria 9 possessions in this 3rd quarter, just loitering. He'll run forward to the footy here to receive.
Good kick to Lucuria, has to mark it and does. Runs on, now a little chip forward. Makes Egan go at full stretch, picks it up, then drops it. To the boundary line it goes, and the kick just needed a little bit more on it from Paul Lacuria. 2 minutes on the clock, and it's a vital stage, as Mick Malthouse knows, to hang on here for the Pies.
Now, that is a massive increase in possession time for Collingwood. They're ranked 15th in the competition in terms of their footy, but that's a big win tonight.
O'Brien and Holland raffle it. Holland slams it on the boot up towards Didak. It's punched away from him, picked up there by Treadray. Under pressure, gets the handball away. Did it beautifully to Shattuck. The ball spills out wide to Kingsley. It'll be a free kick. Advantage paid. Now it'll come back. And, Shattuck, who's had a bit of a go at Didak. And now 50 metres as Alan Didak gets sucked in and gives away 50 metres. 2 undisciplined acts by Collingwood have resulted in 50-metre penalties and could result in goals.
It was a palm to the forehead.
It was a push. It was stupid because he was sucked in because Shattuck had a go at him. And all he do is to stand there. He has half a chance to get the free kick. Watch this. There's the push in the back in the first place. That was a free kick, and that was soft.
And he comes back.
And then you come back, and Shattuck goes here. And he might have actually got a reversal. And then that was the push in the head. And McLaren just sees the last one. And now Shattuck is just outside 50 and a chance. And Alan Didak will have a one-way conversation with Mick Malthouse.
And he's not the best kick, Aaron Shattuck. Other blokes might get the range from here. He'll have to look to honour a lead here. Treadray pushes forward now.
He does that, goes inside the forward 50. Treadray's had a real task in the pocket, pulls it back. They'll compete about 10 metres out. Fanning gave a contest, off hands, Wanganeen gets through, and I think he's kicked the goal. The rubber man.
That came about because it's the magic of Warren Treadray. You know, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but why this bloke hasn't been allowed to compete virtually one out inside forward 50 with perhaps one of the Burgoynes and Wanganeen just up and around his feet defies a bit of logic for mine. And why he was at half-back, I don't know. But, yep, they have got enough class and firepower to win the game.
Oh, yeah.
Well, magnificent play by Gavin Wanganeen, and that man Warren Treadray. And if Alan Didak wasn't going to get a burst at three-quarter time from his coach 10 seconds ago, he certainly will be now, because Collingwood had a 33-point lead at the 26-minute mark, and at the 30-minute mark it is now just 20 points with 1:21 left on the clock. Vital period. Fanning gets the tap. It spills to Buckley, who spills it. Corns over the top. O'Brien's there as well. Buckley on hands and knees, grabbed it and dragged it in, and will be penalised. No, says the umpire.
Herein, Collingwood need to slow down this game, because there is no doubt that Port Adelaide, with 14 days rest under their belt, will come home pretty strong and run it out very, very well when the ball gets into space.
Led by 19 points at half-time. It's 20 points, as you can see. Holland had to commit himself and did it well to hold it up. Corns did very well to Cassisi. Out to Burgoyne. Sean has a bounce. It's starting to open up now for Port Adelaide. Magpies have got the numbers here at the back of the pack. It spills over the head of Eve, but 2 Magpies there over the line and out of bounds for a throw in with 38 seconds on the clock.
If you're Mick Malthouse, would you rather be defending Brett Ebert out of the square or Warren Treadray out of the square? It'll be changed, I'm sure, in this last quarter, but a lot of Collingwood players now diving on the footy, going to ground, which is a sign that perhaps they are tiring.
Yep. Stewie Jew's the danger here. Lloyd is in front of the pack.
Fanning knocks it down. Kane Corns throws it on the boot, out of bounds on the full. So the margin, 20 points Collingwood's way. Certainly not mission impossible as far as Port Adelaide are concerned, but at the start of the game, I guess you'd have to say this scenario going into the final term was certainly mission implausible. You wouldn't have thought that Collingwood would have been in control for such a long time in the match. Admittedly, they haven't put them away yet. Clement short. Swan didn't take the mark. Treadray had a contest. Johnson back to Swan, close to the boundary line. Working in a confined space. Lockyer goes down towards half forward. Carousella slips it away. Is there time? Tarrant, we're down to 10 seconds. Collingwood on the move. Not a bad result for the Magpies. Out of bounds. Chance to regroup. 6 seconds remaining in the term. And the clock does not run.
6 seconds from the moment it leaves the boundary umpire's hands. Chance, you'd think, just for maybe Collingwood to get a score. No, the throw in. Tarrant goes up, it spills. O'Brien, and that'll be it for 3 quarters. Brian Pickett gets a free kick.
And he go that quarter, Pickett.
Not going to have a shot, and Alan Didak will come on and O's. His club, after a little bit of undisciplined play, cost his team a goal. And at three-quarter time, it's Collingwood 9-15-69, leading Port Adelaide 6-13-49 by 20 points. It was 7 points at quarter time, 19 to the Pies at half-time, and 20, although the Magpies did get out to a 34-point lead midway through that third quarter. It's 20 points, Collingwood and Port Adelaide, live from the Telstra Dome. Don't forget, following Friday Night Football, the semi-final of Wimbledon, Leighton Hewitt and Roger Federer. Friday Night Football, this is AFL on 9 on 9's Widewater Sports.
Well, they kicked 29 goals 2 weeks ago. They've got 6 up to three-quarter time. I'll have a look at their forward setup. They've got Chad Corns gone forward. Treadray's playing a bit deeper, along with Ebert, Pickett. The other end of the ground, Tarkin Lockyer in the goal square for the Maggies.
Such an important game for Port Adelaide, looking for their 7th victory. They had a draw this season as well. People thought they had some momentum coming in. Well, so far it's been sadly lacking. O'Brien digs it out of the middle, goes down towards half forward. Montgomery in front, had it, lost it. Carousella goes after it, crashing in Kingsley. Spills across to Loney, kicks with the right boot, down towards full forward. Coming back is Walsh, juggles the mark, a beauty.
Apologies, it is Rusling who looks like Lockyer. Rusling still at full forward.
And Ryan Loney, who got that kick forward, then he came off the back of the square. Then he's a loose man in defence. Collingwood are playing a 7-man defence this quarter.
They're going out of the back pocket towards the wing. Kane Corns showed a bit of it there to Lucuria, who had given up on the play. And now it'll be 50 against Lucuria.
Tired.
That ball popped out, didn't it? Kane Corns didn't control it. Lucuria belatedly grabbed Corns when he should have perhaps been able to punch it away.
3 50-metre penalties since half-time against the Magpies.
That's a long 50.
That is a massive 50.
That's a beauty. Kane Corns has got the ball 55 metres out. Goes inside the forward 50, getting across, thumped towards the boundary line by Lockyer, tracks it in that direction, goes back to Wakeland, confronted by Treadray, gets the kick off. Lucuria, well, Corns did what Lucuria should have done moments ago, thumps it across the boundary line as we go down to the dock.
Yeah, Dennis, good news for Collingwood. Travis Cloak having had treatment up in the room for that right shoulder injury, heavily strapped, but he's back playing up forward. Just reminding Dean Brogan out of action with a corked fibula bone sitting on the bench for Port.
Open behind the ruckman here.
Oh, and there it is, Byron Pickett. He kicked 2 in the third quarter. Here's the danger man, and now has kicked 2-1.
Gee, that was just rehearsed. And Primus has dominated the opposition ruckman, whether it be Fanning or whoever, Cloak, and you just knew he was going to get that hit down to the side, to the running player, or over his head.
Gary, who's got Pickett? He's the danger man. He's kicked 2 goals, 1. He kicked 2 in the last quarter, in the third quarter, and now an opportunity. In the meantime, I'll get that one off here in a moment. Didak, good play.
Oh, well done.
Does it beautifully. Now, looks inside to Fanning, who has to stand his ground, went over his head. Got underneath it, Jew, just missed it. Good play by Loney, read it beautifully, opens it up inside to Cloak, breaks the tackle on his left boot. Oh, magnificent smother. I think it was James who got it. It turns over then to Lucuria to the pocket, and good mark there by Travis Cloak. James's smother was an absolute beauty. And it's set back up for Collingwood. Bit of luck. Look at that from James. Eye on the ball. There was no fluke involved in that.
What he does well, he already peels off when you see the slow-mo there, recognising the ball is heading towards a Collingwood opponent. That is forward thinking. That's how a forward plays. No matter how close you are to the footy, put yourself in a dangerous position if you recognise a teammate is going to win it.
Forward thinking. Now he needs some forward kicking. Travis Cloak to come in to kick his first goal of the night from 50. He starts it out and brings it back. A big kick for Collingwood. Travis Cloak nails it.
Well, that's a great finish from the young man, and he continues to impress as one of the classier youngsters to emerge on the scene.
Now, watch the smother, and he runs from there. He recognises his teammates. See how he keeps moving out into space? Well done, son. Don't just being a statue and say, oh, it was smothered, got into space. Well done. That's natural instinct.
Well, they're meeting every challenge, the Magpies. They lead by 25 points. They've led all night, 7-19 at 20 at the breaks, and they've added to that three-quarter time margin. Here's James in the grasp, gets the kick away inside the forward 50. Peter Burgoyne back to goal initially, 40 metres out, turns around, lines up. Is that the quick reply? Hit the post. 3 posters.
Look nimble and agile. Turned Dane Swan around fairly comfortably then.
Well, Swan's had a good month. He's got a big job. Maxwell's the player on Pickett, Eddie, that you were asking earlier in the piece. So they've got big jobs, those young boys.
Clement for distance. Good kick. Lucuria does very well.
He's a star, this fella.
Plays on to O'Brien. Out wide to Lockyer. Bounced on its point and stayed in. Luck running with Collingwood. Towards half forward. Both players took their eye off the footy. Shattuck and Holland lurking behind. It's picked up by James. Feeds it back to Kane Corns. Lacking support. Straight to Burns. Travis Cloak 55 metres out. Can he do it again? Not this time. Tugs it right and kicks it behind, but increases the lead.
Paul Lucuria really plays a bad game. Look at this. Now, you talk about courage in footy. Those two blokes forgot about the footy and thought, well, I'm going to run it at one another.
It wasn't as if anyone shirked it. Dennis said they took their eyes off the ball, only to run at each other like rams. All right, Bishop's got it at full back. 25 points to difference. Good kick from Bishop out wide. Mark taken by Darryl Wakeland. Family weekend. The 2 Wakeland boys playing tonight. Mum and Dad. One with a Collingwood scarf, one with a Port Power scarf. Doing the right thing by their sons. There is the other son, Shane, in his 100th game for the Magpies. Punches it away. Wilson looking a bit tired there. Picked up by Carousella. Magpies full of running. It comes back to Wakeland. Next kick important. He goes short to Loney. No 15, says the umpire. Burns steps around. Loney gets it out wide. Here's a chance now for O'Brien it is, who kicks it out to Lucuria. Lucuria marks outside 50. Hasn't got the distance in his leg. Egan has, though. Oh, he dropped the mark. He got inside 50. It spills back now to Maxwell. Maxwell off a standing start, lines him up and pushes it to the right-hand side. And Egan should have done better. He was clear. All he had to do was hold it.
Well, there's a few blokes that should have done better, including Sean Burgoyne, who just has to make a tackle. And to have Ryan Loney shrug that tackle was very, very costly.
Danger for Collingwood is the 10-minute mark on. If Port Adelaide is still in touch then, they're going to finish pretty strong.
Kane Corns in the back pocket. Shane O'Brien having a stellar night. 25 possessions so far. Here's Chad Corns. O'Brien coming off a season's high 30 last week. His career high 38 against Port Adelaide. Round 6, 2004. Here's Treadway, the defensive side of the wing. Primus into space, plays on immediately. Not his best effort. He kicks it down towards the pocket. Stopped effectively by Ebert. So too is Burgoyne, stopped effectively by Clement. The ball jarred out of there. Down goes Burgoyne. Well played, Swan. Pushed him off the line of the football. Kicks it back towards the wing. Running back with a flat. It's marked by Wilson. Looks towards the 50 yet again. And Jew. Now, this is probably the most important kick of the night. Well, he decides not to go for distance, but still important in its way because he's found a man, Walsh, only 30 metres out, directly in front.
Having said that, Stewie Jew's kick from 55 is the equivalent of the average footballer's kick from about 45. And he still puts it down Walsh's throat.
A great kick that, because it's coming inside. He gets it there quick and low.
They've got to stay in touch. Walsh kicks with a very convincing effort.
His first set shot for the year, Dennis.
Long strides as he loped to the kick then.
Oops. Mark Williams unimpressed, and when you've only got 6 on the board, you can't afford to be missing them.
Swan steps around his opponent Burgoyne with a bit of confidence, and then a long kick up towards Lucuria. Needs to take the mark. It was slapped on and get the free kick anyway.
Got a fair bit of the footy.
He's a damn
Lucuria can go out wide to Clement, who's the thumping kick. He's still got him on. Now he uses him. It's had, in fact, to Loney. Loney on the boundary line, chips it inside. It sits up a long time for Holland, who couldn't quite mark it. Under pressure, good tackle. Spills out wide, good tackle again. Dew got it away. Wilson handballs over the top. Burns puts himself on the line. Corns goes at him and rides him into the ground, and Burns should get it free, but doesn't.
Ryan Loney is a really dangerous player.
Oh, no, I thought it was okay.
He thought it was okay. The fall came after it. There's touch on there. Ryan Loney is as dangerous for Collingwood at the moment as anyone on the ground, floating off the half-back line.
Burns got was about to pick it up. Fanning's got it for holding. And Fanning has got the free kick for Collingwood on centre wing.
Look, you just got to take nothing away from Collingwood. How about the free kick? It's just their commitment and their persistence and their ability to work.
Banning kicks to the leading Tarrant. Good strong play, was pushed underneath it though by Montgomery. Nearly had enough of it. Good play. Loney's tackle on Jew. Corns. Oh, all sorts of trouble here. Wanganeen breaks one tackle, does it well. Up the line he goes. Comes back inside. He's given it back to Loney. Loney now handballs over the top. Carousella twisting and turning to find some space. Chips it in, and the mark's been taken by Holland. Play on from 40 metres out. Holland kicks the goal.
Well, that's an example of it, the persistence on the outer wing. They keep at them and at them and at them. They may not have the class of the reigning premiers, but look, they don't give up. And that's a tale of Port Adelaide tonight. They have not looked cohesive at all. Very, very rare. Even then, no mark paid. They just wandered off the mark. They deserve this, Collingwood.
Well, sometimes you're hung by your own style of play, and Port, everything is sort of drilled in, but as a result, when they need something different, they've been met every step of the way by Collingwood in what they normally do and beaten at it, and they just can't change.
Winning hard footy is what they've been beaten at, and the pressure and the tackling from Collingwood has shown Port Adelaide up.
Well, they almost refuse to go forward. Primus knocks it down. Franco then passes back. Primus once more. Jew. Now Kane Corns, the first option. Again, the runner alongside. That looks better. Wilson, probing kick inside the forward 50. Ebert comes up and takes the mark. So Ebert directly in front, 25 metres out. You'd expect him to kick this one and maybe keep Port in the game.
Good mark this from Ebert.
Kicked it in the dangerous spot, which Treadray was there with his opponent Prestige Como, and Ebert came from behind with Clement.
He's a good player, this kid, and he's up tonight against the arguably the best all-rounder backman in the comp.
Right behind him, Ebert splits the middle.
It's got to be uncomplicated now from a Port Adelaide point of view is get their footy and bang it in long and hard and quickly.
But watch this. There's still a series, a chain of handballs here. Now, normally, most teams, that'd be a kick right now, but he still looks to the outside for a support run. He actually looked to the outside for a support runner, and only in the end did he drive a 45 to 50 metre kick long to the goal face. He still looked to the outside for support.
So the answering goal to Port Adelaide and back to 25 points. Free kick off the line goes to Port Adelaide. Play on's the call. Under pressure, Lade's kick was smothered. This is the big play for Port Adelaide. They get it through Cassisi up towards Treadray. It's over his head. Now the chances again for Ebert as it goes to the boundary line for a throw-in in the forward pocket. The crowd 55,844. 35,844 on a bitterly cold Melbourne night with live televisions. A magnificent crowd for Collingwood Port Adelaide under the roof here at Telstra Dome live. And don't forget, straight afterwards, Leighton Hewitt and Roger Federer, semi-final on Wide World of Sports. It's going to be a great night of sport, if not a late one. Here's a chance for Burgoyne. He slaps it forward, picked up by Maxwell, does the 360. Falling over at the inopportune time was Lacuria. And the mark has been taken by Kingsley, so a real chance for Port Adelaide. The 12 minutes on the clock to get within just over 3 goals.
A lot of pressure on in these situations, and yeah, a bit harsh to suggest he may have tried to get along the ground.
So,
Buckley back on for Collingwood.
Kingsley's kicked 7 goals, 3 this year, 40 goals, 32 in his career. Inside 12 minutes to make it 19 points. Adam Kingsley comes in. It's a good-looking kick. It bends back. It bends back. It's a goal. He's kicked the goal. We've got a ball game. 19 points the difference.
This is the time you have to worry about Port Adelaide. That run, I know, Gary, we talked about they become a slave to their own play, but they're so tuned to running the ball and support running, and they thread the eye of a needle with their skills. Now, I know this is a lucky one, but is it the stimuli? And they will run this game out. Can Collingwood choke them down for the rest of this game? They need to slow the tempo down, Collingwood.
Still a flicker. Port Adelaide have got the last 2 goals. We're back to 19 points and still plenty of time.
Franco's the target player for Lode.
Good bounce in the middle too. Both ruckmen up, and eventually it was won by Lade on the way down. Pickett goes across and marks the kick from Burgoyne. He's out towards right half forward. Pickett deciding to go for distance. Well, that makes it hard for everybody. It is dangerous too. Fisted away by Maxwell. Leading in the race now. Corn's got to his move early. Tackled by O'Brien. Can't shake him off. They've got to bounce 35 metres out.
All of a sudden, Port Adelaide starting to win a bit of first contest footy here, out of the middle particularly, and then a bit of composure to hit some targets.
The ruckmen are quite dominant in the bounce downs too.
Banning in front from the side, Corns, only as far as Swan, who kicks it very high, and the mark is taken by Peter Burgoyne, dropping back 60 metres from goal.
They've been good, the kick behind play, Port Adelaide, in the last 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, just peeling. They get one to peel off and come back. That's nice. Pull time on. You can't kick it.
A real danger time now for Collingwood. You can see the time remaining. Clock is stopped at 10:47. That's the time to go. Michael Malthouse sensing the danger. Not much he can do. He's put it in place tonight brilliantly. Can they carry out the plan from here? The short one comes across to Cassisi. The reigning premiers, of course, don't expect them to go away. So much to play for now. Bishop launches one inside the 50. Working in front lane. Fanning from behind. Just got there. Burns knocked it forward. Buckley lost it. Now Pickett taken front on by Didak. The hand pass came to Walsh. He could have been taken high. Gets a hand pass to Burgoyne, who snaps towards full forward. Coming back with a flood. Holland did well and takes the mark 10 metres out. So Port just for the moment.
Presty grounded Treadray, so he couldn't run and block out Holland's run.
Oof, the kick up the middle. It's been 26 possessions to 9 in the last 9 minutes of play Port Adelaide's way. So they've certainly got plenty of the footy. Carousel at halfback flank for Collingwood. And as the boys are saying, the Magpies just need to hold it up. Can't concede a goal, at least for a couple of minutes.
Even here, Ed, you see the Collingwood players trying to run forward. They labour their run forward.
Rusling to Cloak, and the second grab, it's over the line and out of bounds. That's it. It's going to be a throw in. It was touched over. So inside 10 minutes left to play. 19 points the difference. For a thriller here on Friday Night Football as these two famous clubs go head to head. From the throw in, Lade, a good flick over the top. It's good to Corns, onto Burgoyne, who runs through the middle. Peter Burgoyne has his bounce. Now he kicks long. Treadray's the man up against Prestigiacomo. Presti gets the thump. It spills for Clement. Clement has got Loney on. It's a beautiful kick. It stays in the air a long time, but Loney's out there and got it. No need to panic. They just need to kick their head. Lucuria presents, and that's where it's going, on centre wing. Next kick is important. Egan runs long, but he's too far for Lucuria. Has to realise he can't kick at 65 metres.
Loney's gone back onto Stewie Dew, the dangerous Dew in the first half, and Loney's had 6 possessions in this opening 10 minutes of the final quarter. He's become dangerous himself.
But this is not the danger period for Collins when they rebound off half-back for Port Adelaide.
A one-on-one contest. They've kicked to the skipper. Was he pushed in the back? No, but he's got it anyway. Stands up in the tackle. Does Nathan Buckley. Looks, Burns, there's the lead. He kicks up the line. Beautiful kick off one step to Carosella, who needs to hold it up and then go back and do something special with it.
Now Blake Carousella's great at is what we spoke about earlier, dude, is when he recognises great players are around the footy, he gets forward. He's done it at Essendon in great sides and Brisbane in great sides, and he does it when Buckley goes near it.
He took off. This time the time on was called. Stopped him. So Blake Carosella, 55 out. He's a good kick of the footy, we know, from probably 45 he's deadly, 55 will test him.
Yeah, he's had that osteitis pubis or problems around the pelvis, and he's really struggled with the bit of extra distance in his kicks in the last year or so, but he is deadly inside 50.
Clock keeps ticking as Blake Carosella comes in. Off the side of the boot. It's a shocker, but it might come off. Up they go. Treadray got back, and he was the man who took the mark.
And this is where they've got to stop Port Adelaide's natural game, where they flick it around, they poke the eye, put it through the eye of a needle, and they just run through teams.
Treadray to Franco. Hasn't seen much of it tonight. Coming off a season's high last week. Beautiful kick. The last round more particularly. Here's Montgomery. Slow build-up, methodical build-up from the back. Time now starting to run down. No margin for error. Back towards the middle. Shattuck has got it. Looping hand pass. Chad Corns inside the centre square. Sends it long. Moments ago, Treadray at the other end of the ground. And he's marked this one 35 metres out directly in front.
Warren Treadray's taken 10 marks, Dennis. That is just his second mark inside 50. And that is the story of the night. I mean, he's so capable. Prestigiacomo has tried hard and worked hard, but this bloke is so capable, yet he's taken all of his marks up around the wing.
Well, what about the work rate there? Moments ago, he'd taken that mark in defence, and while the ball was being worked around the outer side, it was only 3 kicks. Admittedly, they took a while, but he ran from 20 metres out at the other end to be kicking at goal. He's blowing hard. He comes in. I think he's missed. He has. Oh, that might have been it. That might have been for the ball game. He's got 1-3 tonight.
Sorry, mate, I gave you the wrong signal. 3 behinds.
No goals.
Presty's brave. Coming off a 6-day break, and Warren's in form, coming off 14-day break. He can still run out this last 6 and a bit minutes. Presty couldn't run back with him, relied on Cloak for coverage.
One to Holland, who takes off. Holland inside to Cloak. He has to get to it. He does. He gives off the handball now to O'Brien. O'Brien sets sail for home from 65. Egan's there. Getting back also. Taron Egan!
Oh, good effort. What a good effort.
Where did he get it? Here's Mercurial.
That was just chaos, wasn't
The
it?
boy from Rumballara, the first player from the all-Aboriginal team up your way, Gary.
Yes.
Up Shepparton way to be drafted into AFL football. And he's a confident young man.
Oh, with that haircut he is.
18 points the difference you can see. 6 minutes 20. Chris Egan. There's the man who missed the set shot moments ago, Warren Treadray. Young Chris Egan, a chance to kick his 3rd goal in football. This is a very important kick for him and his club. Chris Egan comes in, 10 metres out, 45-degree angle. The white boots, the long sleeves, the flash haircut. The goal!
Well, young Chris Egan, that was legitimately, I know some people dislike us, that was a catch. It wasn't a mark, that was a catch. They travelled it pretty well up the field here, inboard, and O'Brien continues to find the footy.
Torpy, kick the torp.
Young Chris Egan now, he's actually putting a buzz cut stripe in the side of his hairdo for each goal he kicks in league footy. He'll have to go back this week.
They're like notches, are they?
Yeah,
Every goal.
it's like a notch in the gun. He'll have to get the 3rd buzz cut stripe in there now.
Berm reckons it's a stripe for every goal in football. He's got 3. I hope he's bald by the end of the year.
Here's Burgoyne. 34 points the margin. Kane Corns. It seems a forlorn hope now. Along towards full forward off hands. Treadray.
Oh, dear.
He's got 1-3 now.
That's 18 points of difference.
Well, you don't sound like a broken record, but you start the man close to goal and kick it to him. It would be the most uncomplicated game plan going around in footy.
He got rid of Presty there too.
But he does this stuff though, Derm. He's so quick and he thinks quickly. What's the good of him getting the footy up on the wing or loose at half back? It might be too late. It may just be too late.
It's never over till it's over, particularly against Port Adelaide. There's plenty of times, just under 6 minutes left and 3 goals the difference. Corns goes to ground, gets it out to Cece, held up by Buckley, got the handball out, Burgoyne. Another ball up.
Well. But Kingsley was a bit stiff.
Tackled very well, Collingwood.
Big clearance this, a big clearance. They kick this in the Treadray direction. Look out.
3 goals the difference. 5.5 minutes, 3rd man up was Bishop. Buckley was pushed off and that was fair enough. It comes out to Walsh. Walsh now with the big clearance kicks it inside towards Ebert. Underneath the ball from Clement. Good play by Primus. Did it well. Gets the handball inside. 1-2. They're queuing up. Burgoyne kicks it out on the full.
Well, I mean, you can go to Treadray or you can go to Ebert v Clement. Where would you go?
The thing with Ebert, though, he leads. I know it's not his fault. He leads so well.
Good.
It's just a matter of where you position him.
Let him lead. Take Clement with him and kick it to Treadray.
In the meantime, Collingwood bring it around to Tucker-Lockyer at half-back flank. Possession, just as important as scoring at the moment for Collingwood. The captain's got it, Nathan Buckley. have to hold it up. They lead by 3 goals, the Pies, to Egan. Snatches it out of the air. Chris Egan scored the last goal for Collingwood, ending 2 goals on the trot for Port Adelaide. They've kicked 3 of the last 4, the Power, and it's 3 each for the quarter. O'Brien goes back to Lockyer, sat in the air a long time, but Lockyer, he caught one earlier, takes the mark. He's done well tonight. Prestigiacomo is the go-to man out wide. It sets up Treadray, just couldn't get across in time. Preston's got it.
He's a bit annoyed having to chase him out like that.
O'Brien just the 15. And Collingwood needing to hold possession as it ticks up to the 4-minute mark left in the quarter. It stays in here a long time, but Johnson got across and marked it. Perfect. With the brindle haircut tonight, Benny Johnson goes short up the line. Didak couldn't quite hold it. Oh, Nutmeg was the captain, and it goes over the line. No, it doesn't. Stays in. Now it goes to Wilson, which was a bit lucky because he might have been pinged for intentional. And we've got 3:51 left on the clock. 18 points the difference.
Killed some valuable time. There's the Magpies. The next 4 rounds, they're going to head up to the Gabba. They've got the Bombers, the Saints, and then the Dockers.
Boundary throw in. Remarkably resilient under Michael Malthouse. Corns only as far as Lockyer. And that should just about be it. We're down to 3:40 and the margin is 18 points, and Collingwood controlling the football. This is Didak inside the centre square. Fires one in hard and low. Carousella couldn't hang on. Up the top, Montgomery, and this is a good result for Collingwood.
He dived for the mark. He didn't dive on the ball.
Get the explanation, and that's what's up ahead for Port. Next couple, very interesting.
All inside the 8 at the moment, those 4 sides.
Blade to Jew, had a good night. Peter Burgoyne released, running towards the wing, working hard, getting back his Swan, corralled him. Now Kingsley looks down towards half forward. Treadray, who led initially, had to come back. He's a tired man. That was a tired kick. Wanganeen attracts a crowd. 3 of them took him down. Let's go down to the dock.
Yeah, Dennis, I'm not sure if it's for Tarkin Lockyer, but board member Jack Kennedy, who's an ear, nose and throat specialist, has been sitting on the bench here at Collingwood for all of the last quarter, and I suspect when we saw Tarkin get a hit in the face earlier in the game, it might be to check him after the game.
Mind you, knowing Jack, he might just want to sit on the bench. He might have a run.
He may not have liked the expensive seats, Ed.
Life member enjoying it tonight. Life members night at Collingwood, and it's a big night if they can hang on. As Swan has been resolute in defence tonight. Kicks it out towards Lockyer. Here comes Byron Pickett. He'll test the snoz out for him. Pickett's been good. He gets it inside to Burgoyne. This is Burgoyne Sean. He goes to ground under pressure. Johnson's got him just as he did in 2002 in the finals. Corn sets it up. Cloak gets across, punches it away. Good play by Cloak. Then hoiks it off the ground to Didak. On the ground he goes. Walsh dives in over the top. Desperate stuff. He's picked by 2 Collingwood players. And the umpire says, dropping the ball.
He made the play, but that's the rules. We all know it this year. They've been harder on the player going for it.
Burns has got it. He's holding up the play. He has Loney out wide if he wants him. That's where he'll go now. Transfers play out to Ryan Loney. It opens it up now on what they call the fat side.
He's fought back well in this last quarter, Ryan Loney.
Tarrant has run 100 metres, but all he did was drag the player out, which was good football. Loney holds it up. Play on's called. Running in and out of trouble. Loney goes short. It's not 15. Johnson now will have to go around his body, ducking in and out of trouble. Finds a bit of space. He gets it out to Wakeland with 1:30 on the clock. The Magpies in front. Should be able to hold on from here. Maxwell gets it on centre wing and decides to run. Kicks it long to Didak. And Alan Didak with a bit of a donkey kick as well.
You can put the foot up. There's no problem with that if you got your eyes on the ball. It was pretty ordinary effort there by Gavin Lee.
He's had an ordinary night there. And he's got a few mates. They've just been outplayed.
Collingwood by 18 points. Have led from the opening bounce tonight, or the opening score at least.
There is
Alan Didak.
A bit of thespian excess in Alan Didak, is there not?
You get your money's worth. 2-2 tonight, and 150 metre. That nearly had us jumping out of their seats. And Didak with a banana lines it up and misses. 19 points. Joffa's got the gold jacket. That's good enough for anybody with a minute left. It's the Magpies by 19 points to keep this season alive in 2005 and knock off last year's premiers. The Magpies and Port have got a wonderful history against each other.
Alan Didak has booted 2 goals, 3 in the centre. Wakeland takes the mark, and you've got to say of Didak, he makes Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper. There's a name. Looks like the master of subtle nuance.
Piper's pick.
Prestigiacomo has been a stalwart in defence. Has got the ball at centre-half back. And we saw Mark Williams just fading from the limelight there. This is going to leave a sour taste. Poor performance by Port Adelaide. And they thought, I'm sure, they'd turn the corner. And this could be salt in the wound. Holland runs inside the 50 and gets his third. Wonderful by the Magpies.
It's a good effort. That's better than a good effort. Take nothing away from the Magpies at all. They've been well coached, well planned for, well prepared. They've got a side that came off 29 goals. They've managed to keep them to 20 less tonight at 9. I've got a feeling that they came over here, Port Adelaide, with inflated opinions of their own ability and didn't expect to have to work too hard.
Well, the Maggies have put Port out of the finals to the last 3 years, and now it's going to make it a bit harder for them in season 2005. Cloak.
They've got to pay a price. Port
Buckley, 20 seconds to go. Carousel, a free kick. Bit of icing on the cake maybe for Collingwood.
They'll have to go to 2.
And there's 50.
And 50-metre penalties. Don't worry about maybe. This is absolute icing on the cake. And a cherry as well.
That might be a second cake in.
But very, very disappointing. As great a night as it is for Mick Moldhouse and the Magpies, it is as disappointing for that man, Mark Williams.
Tell me that you didn't think it was there. Don't call me an F from this and an F from that.
Well, there's why the 50 was paid. But Port Adelaide have been very, very disappointing. Their attack on the footy, and all credit to Collingwood because they have been fierce from the first bounce.
Yeah, that was 50 for verbals.
Carousel kicks the goal. The Magpies to a 31-point lead.
50 for verbals there, Gaz. He called the umpire a few untidy adjectives. We do have perhaps the only football code on earth where our players disregard the authority of the umpire.
Yeah, but you know what, we're mic'd up. People are listening to it. You're abusing me. I've got to pay 50. You know the rule. Like, it's been all year.
Explain beautifully, Dermot, as you were saying, and that is why people have to change their tune.
Well, we speak to some of the greats of rugby union, rugby league, and they can't fathom how Australian rules footballers speak to our
it's undisciplined
officials.
And that would be the only stat, I'm sure, that Port lead in tonight. Ineffective verbiage.
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 Nick Maxwell might have got verbiage of the night, though.
Well, yeah, that's a one-off. It's a one-hit wonder. Constantly all night, Port have done far too much talking to the umpires and not enough hard work. Came down to that.
And talk amongst each other.
Indicative of the night.
Absolutely. Wait for the final siren.
It was a sweet victory.
Big night for the Magpies. Rank outsiders coming in. And again, they've done the unpredictable. They win their 5th of the season. And where does this leave Port Adelaide? Well done, Michael Malthouse. A victory in the box tonight, no question. Mind you, Mark Williams has had a few victories too, but tonight the accolades go to the Collingwood coach, and they win 14-18, 102 to Port Adelaide 9-17-71. Port Adelaide 6-7-1 now, and back in the ruck, or they will be by the end of round 14.
Well, as you said, credit the planning of Collingwood, I think, was meticulous. To go in at half-time, 5 goals to 2, I reckon they'd take that every single time, and they just simply strangled Port Adelaide, denied them the opportunity to kick a big score. And from that point on, it was uphill for Port.
When you say they strangled them, 50 tackles, Collingwood, Port Adelaide 30. They just really choked the possession game of Port Adelaide out of Port's own backline. And that's the way Port Adelaide played, and they broke down their game. Let's go down to the ground now, and TJ.
Yes, and Chris Egan continues to excite Collingwood fans. Well done, Chris. Not often you get to seal a game, but we'll put your goal down as the sealer.
Thanks, mate. It wasn't too bad, was it?
No, well, no, very good, even if you say so yourself. But what about the mark that led to it? That was fantastic. Take us through it.
I was just running back with the flight of the ball, and I don't know, Taz was underneath me, and I just sat on top of him. So it's about time I took one, not him. So it's good to get up there, have a win. It's a big thing. So hopefully we can come out next week and beat, whoever.
Well, I suppose after the loss to Sydney, people were saying that was all over for Collingwood for the finals. But, I mean, mathematically it's tough, but you just couldn't wave the white flag yet, surely.
Nah, we're not out of it yet. We've still got a long way to go. There's still about 7 or 8 games to go through the season, and we're going to prove our point, and hopefully we can make the top 8.
Who's your tip, mate? Leighton or Roger?
Beg your pardon?
Leighton Hewitt or Roger Federer?
Oh, come on, the Aussie.
Okay, good on you.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Chris Egan, as I said, full of confidence. He must have nicked in and got the extra stripe there, Doom, because he's got the 3 stripes.
He has. A close-up show, he has the 3 buzz-cut stripes in the set. He predicted he was going to kick the winning goal by his haircut.
The runner must have a razor.
He's a good boy. He's an Adidas boy, and he's got his 3 stripes.
There you go. Well done.
yeah.
Hey, look, can I just
Shameless.
say, on that tackling aspect, you know Port Adelaide carried the footy, and the way you break them down, we've seen in the past, not last year's final series, but the finals before, you break them down by stopping their run with the ball. Collingwood out-tackled them, and that is due to the way the coach applies his players and gets them in a mindset and chokes them in the middle of the field or the Port Adelaide half-back line. Full credit to Mick Malthouse here. I can't believe that 5-6 weeks ago people were actually saying, is he the right man? He's an incredibly good coach. He's a champion coach.
Yeah, and if I can be on the negative, gee, you've got to put the heat on Port Adelaide. I mean, here's a side who they themselves said they were back and they were going to give the whole thing a big run for their money, and they've got a rude awakening tonight.
Anthony Rocket, the vice-captain, up and running and training at the moment. Good news there. Leon Davis welcoming in the side as well, young Davies. And we'll be going to Wimbledon right after we hear the song. We'll stick with it here because it's been a big night for the Magpies. Life members of plenty. All the great names of the Collingwood Football Club in attendance tonight. And here we go before we go to the semi-final at Wimbledon.